I'm George.
And I'm Bob. We're the Shipping Goblins from Beetle and Grips. Today, we're going to talk about the amazing Map Vault Collection. And with the Map Vault Collection, you get a bunch of gorgeous two-sided maps, all scaled for standard minis.
Yeah, get yours now for the Map Vault Collection from Beetle and Grim, and all the players at your table will be revved up and hyper because the only thing they'll be able to say is...
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Zoinks!
Yeah, do it again.
Zoinks!
Hello?
Who do you think you are?
Yes, Mr. Lillard.
You're just some common.
Yes, sir.
You can't just go off and use my
It's your
voice like
thing.
that. I have rights.
Completely. We just thought...
Me?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take this right to
yes, sir.
Beetle. Hey, Grim.
Thank you, sir.
What happened?
Matthew Lillard watches our show!
Thunderbirds are go.
It was. You preempted me there, Josh.
You stole the punchline.
Yeah. We've got sound.
Just for the off screen. We've got sound. Fantastic.
Yeah, we've got sound. We've got vision.
Well, fuck me. We made it.
Yeah.
Let's.
It's a good way to say it.
Let's fuck this shit up. Right. This is. Hello. Welcome. Sorry if you had to suddenly turn the volume down because your partner's coming into the room or your kids are around. Hi. Welcome to Band of Badgers. I'm Dave, your GM for this evening, and this is our grand finale of Rise of the Runelords.
Yes.
By Peso. And these are my beautiful players. How you doing, players?
Hello. Good.
Hello. Good.
This is fine.
Super excited.
Is fine.
This is good. Yeah. I'm sure nothing bad will happen this week.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It will. We don't know who to yet. We'll find out.
We'll skip off into the sunset.
As long as there's some sausages left over at the end, we'll be fine.
So
Yeah.
let's get on with the welcome spiel, and then we can have a chit chat. So thank you to Beetle and Grims. They've been supporters of us for a while now, since we all kind of started this stuff. So thank you very much. Most of all, thank you to you for watching, because it means a lot. So thank you.
It does mean a lot. Yeah.
And in the box below us, you'll find some discounts. Check us out on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/bandofbadgers, because we've got loads of bits and pieces there, plus more discounts for you to find, the Easter egg discounts as well. Plus, we will also be doing a giveaway during the live show, if we remember. Sometimes we forget because we're too intense into the game, but we'll try and remember. If not, you can remind us if you're watching this live. If you would like to support us, you can. Twitch Prime subscription thingies. And if not, we have a patron. It's only £1.
Yep.
But it's a patron. I don't know how it works, but it works somehow.
I do. You go on there and click buttons and pay £1.
There you go.
You register an account, you pay your money, and then every month you pay £1.
Yeah. It buys Dave a coffee.
There,
Goes towards keeping Band of Badgers up and running.
There you go, Sharon. Now you know what to do.
I know what to do anyway.
If you don't know who Band of Badgers are, we are some of the Band of Badgers. But what we're trying to do on the stream is support writers, artists, designers, creators, large and small, all across the world. and just have a little bit of fun. We play some games, we promote their works, whatever it might be. And as I said, find all of our stuff on our YouTube channel, because that's where it's happening. We've got tons of stuff coming. So this may be the grand finale of our little show here of Rise of the Runeloords, but we've got more to come. Lots more to come, in fact. And we're kind of really excited to start showing you everything that's coming. But we'll wait. We're gonna have to take a little bit of a rest over July. We're gonna do some bits and pieces before we plan what happens next. But anyway, this has been 11 months now, because this is the 1st of July, 2021. 11 months in the making. How are we all doing?
Elephant baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some. I've got my chocolate. I've got my Coke. I'm good.
If you just say elephant baby.
An elephant baby, yeah.
Gestation period for an elephant baby.
So I've got one more thing tonight to teach you, and then that's 3 things I've taught you this evening.
What was the first thing?
Well, the John Steinbeck thing that we were talking about before we went live.
I think I missed that whole thing.
That was the hand cream.
Oh, yes, sorry, that disgusting thing that you mentioned, yes.
Yeah, the disgusting thing was the putting hand cream in gloves, not anything more. That's not that disgusting in terms of what we have discussed.
Been wearing those gloves all day.
Or
There's
selling
soft hands.
or selling
for
my
soft hands.
bathwater.
Oh,
Someone had to bring it down.
I didn't mention that. That wasn't me.
No, that was all. Oh, Josh. That would be English Josh, not American Josh.
Yeah, the distinct difference.
For clarification.
Yeah.
One of us is more crazy than the other. I'll let you decide who.
Yeah.
Only
This is what goes on before the stream.
pretty much. It's if only I had a tumbleweed button.
we could have a live game of Guess That Song.
Yeah.
Just between me and Jeff. more obscure as everyone's going, oh God, I don't know it.
And then the internet gods say, nope, not tonight.
We had some. So last session we had some technical issues, so we didn't manage to go live. But we had a chat with everyone who was on, which was fantastic to do. This is it. This is our take 2 of the grand finale. We're going to give this a go. Now, we don't know what's going to happen. We might finish early. We might run a little bit over. I don't know. This is down to the players now. It's out of my hands. I'm just going to go outside and I'll just come back later. So I'm just going to let them get on with it and literally just see. Oh, I've run over my cable again. Actually, cables. Look at this. Right. So yeah, it's great. So does anyone remember what happened last episode? Let's do a player recap.
Elias did damage to the entire party apart from Topus, who got left behind.
Because I was busy running up a huge flight of stairs for the entire episode.
Whereas we just flew and had haste. It's what happens when you go for a wee and you get left behind. No one did the head count for you.
It was a long wee.
It was a long wee.
Something came through a portal, and then we defeated it.
That's really vague.
Didn't you just skip like most of the episode? Because that was when I came back, wasn't it?
Yeah. All right, okay.
We met a Karzoug hologram. We closed the door and rebooted him and came back in again.
Yeah.
Many times. I think we opened and closed the door about 1,200 times to see if he was real or not.
Elias told an enemy to go back and bring some friends, and they promptly did.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an error, that one. not expecting like the reinforcements to be right there. Yeah.
We walked through Zinchalast, which was eerily empty. I'm doing this completely out of order.
Yeah. And then we ended it with walking into a giant glowing orb.
Yeah.
A sphere.
Which was not a bad decision at all.
Hold on, just before that, Tokus did turn up and smash a crab thing with brains in little jars in it, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dramatic entry.
Yeah.
We spent the night in the magnificent mansion. Everybody was rested, recouped, restocked with spells.
Elias was basically strong-armed into doing that. Otherwise, he probably would have just walked straight through the portal.
Just one more door.
So no.
Just one more. No. Just one more wait for a minute. Just one more.
And Elias casted Sigil on Rup's coin.
And then left it with you with the intent of me walking through
Yeah,
the sphere.
but you didn't.
So that I could have
Pass
the
that lot of
opportunity to
information
teleport
on.
back somewhere using that as a locator.
But you didn't
followed
take
me.
into account that Tulkas is Tulkas, and you didn't tell him to expressly stay there.
Yeah.
So he walked in after you.
Yeah, that would do it.
And then it was fade to black. And
Literally,
find
because we had no
ourselves-
internet last week.
Yeah,
So
indeed.
now we're back. But I'm taking it easy. I was really nervous. I was really nervous last week, and then we had the internet problems, and I've been really nervous about doing this today because it's big. It's the first big campaign we've done on the stream. Before all of this started, before we've been working with all these various people and companies and talking to people and everything. I mean, like even Josh McGuire, we didn't know him when we started, and now he's one of us.
Yeah,
One of us.
One of us.
See, he even knows the company song, so he's learning it really well. So shall we? Are you ready to end?
No, not really.
no.
There'll be other stories. We'll be doing more.
Let's just turn around and go back. We can explore. There's loads
Yeah.
of people we can explore.
Yeah, let's find a time machine and go and start it all over again.
Funny,
Give
you
ourselves a
should
head up.
mention- Funny you should mention. Oh, it's a different story for another day.
But this time we'll say to Rup, go through the portal first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just pick him up and throw him.
Yeah, toss him through.
Oh, sorry.
See, that's an interesting plot twist. What if Rise of the Runelords restarted, but you retained your character's memories? What would you do differently? Because now you know where the bad guy is. You know how to get there.
Well,
All the
I
stuff you could avert with that extra knowledge.
well, we'd probably have killed Harrison's brother on sight, which would mean we'd probably end up in jail very quickly. Wouldn't be much of a story.
Mm-hmm.
And if we did skip anything and we only retained memories and not levels, then we'd rush off to fight Karzoug and we'd be level 1.
No, I think not. You kept your level as well. So
okay.
what are you at the moment? 16?
16, yeah.
So you just go back. Imagine like time rewind. You step through a portal, and you arrive at the sand point at the festival.
I'd go straight to the dam in Turtleback Ferry
Mm.
and stop it from getting destroyed.
Would that have a knock-on effect? I can't remember if that had to be destroyed to reveal something. Do you know what I mean? Because didn't the big tentacle beast only came out because it got destroyed?
No, I think the tentacle beast destroyed it by the fact it.
Oh, right, okay.
Actually, in terms of the dam, it was the ogres were trying to destroy the dam themselves. That attracted the tentacle thing, and when it broke, then it just got flushed. Basically, it got flushed down the road.
So yeah.
Tell you what wouldn't be so interesting, the fights, because it would just be a case of, it's dead. I throw my axe at the 20 ogres and they're all just dead.
Kind of cold.
Sean had a good suggestion: going to the underbridge to rescue Flint.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, good shout, good shout.
We'd know which companions to leave behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the
A lot
betrayals.
of them.
Oh, imagine that.
No, we'd know which companions to go stand on a cliff with and go, oh, look at that, look.
Well, I mean, think about it. Could Harrison rescue his brother?
I could.
Would you go
Maybe.
when you went to the City of Monuments? Would you kill Ironbriar in the general public? You know, he was standing there with the mayor. And...
Yeah,
Also,
good point.
Yelena would not follow him on her own upstairs.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Didn't that happen to you twice? I kind
It
of.
was just the once because it was Rup the week before.
Oh,
when-
that's right. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking it's twice because
yeah. Rup had less choice in the matter.
It would be interesting, but like very quick. I think we'd probably be able to do the first 98% of episodes in like 2 episodes.
I mean, also,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of kind of variations. If you actually, it'd be an interesting kind of go back and replay the same time period, and have that knowledge, have those levels, and to see what else that would change. Because you'd be changing. You know, we know the time continuum should never be messed with, but you're going to mess with it anyway. What knock-on effect would that have? So it could be an interesting thing to play with.
I'd definitely do it in a different order. Go and stop the dam being destroyed. Go and stop Fort Rennick from being taken over. Go and take out McMurrian. Then go and sweep up the minions who are collecting the various souls. So Sinetia, Lucretia, and Ironbriar, because they could be dealt with. Because they didn't necessarily have such a big impact, whereas McMurrian attacking Sandpoint and the dam getting destroyed had a bigger impact. So I'll do those first, I think.
Yeah, because we could actually be at Sandpoint before the giants turn up, the giants and the dire bears. So they would like be strolling through the forest bit in front of Sandpoint, and we'd sort of just be standing on the walls going, "Yeah, come on in." That would be quite cool.
So, are we done with looking backwards? Time to go
depends who
forwards.
Does all of that flash before our eyes as we
Yeah.
walk through this?
As you step through the golden magic golf ball, you take a moment to like, oh, what has brought us here? And then you appear on the other side. So, what I'm going to send the players just a quick image first of all, and this is the. I'm going to send the players a quick picture of the map. Let's make sure we choose everyone. Right, so you've got it. I know you can see the map, but there's a JPEG of the map. And for the audience, let's see if this button will work. Maybe, maybe not. There we go. So, as you step through, or step into, the golden golf ball, your mind starts to wander. Of all those bits and pieces, as we've just been talking about, float through your heads. All the possibilities, the friends you've made, the enemies you've ended, and all the situations you've got in over the past few months that this has taken place. And as you step out of this golden sphere, you are immediately hit by a wall of hot air. The chamber around you is circular, it's vast. And you appear between two pillars as one by one you step out onto almost a floating platform. And the heat is rising up around you. It's steaming. You can see all the shimmering views as the heat continues to rise in this chamber. The chamber ceiling is 150 to 200 feet above you. And as you look over the edge, it's just rolling with lava. Ahead of you is a small flight of stairs angled up, and as you start to take in the rest of this chamber, you notice a device almost directly ahead of you, almost floating or hanging balconies, one to the left, one to the right, and then your eyes settle on a scene at the back of the chamber of Karzoug, sitting on his throne. And and I will share another picture with my players. Here we go. So what you see...
Ooh,
A dragon.
Yeah, you see a dragon.
bloody blue one as well.
What I'm going to do is switch views over slightly. Okay. So I'm going to push this button, and then I'm going to push that button, and it should have... It did. It worked. Kind of.
Don't sound so surprised.
Now what you can see, I'm gonna point this out to everyone. Okay, so everyone's walked through the portal. The portal is between these two pillars. These are heroes as we know them. This is the contraption in the middle, which the bottom half looks like probably like a rune roll. You've seen these before. What you haven't seen in this is this bit above it. You've got these kind of cylindrical objects hanging down from a spinning top above it, just floating, almost magically in the air. All of these areas, just to point out, these yellow bricks are actually stairs. And at the top of the stairs, you see Karzoug on his throne. But like the picture says, you also see a blue dragon.
A flesh-coloured dragon.
Yep, a blue dragon.
Perfect. If he wasn't enough, now we have a dragon.
Yeah. It's all right. We've got a dragon up our sleeve, haven't we,
right.
Elias?
How big is the dragon?
Yeah, is it?
It's a fully grown adult dragon.
So is it similar size to the white one we fought?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you realise that just off to the side, as you're taking all of this in, you see potentially the biggest giant you've ever seen. This giant stands 40 foot tall. It has not tattoos, but has runes all down its arms, both arms, across its chest, and across its face and head.
Ah, that was how the giants were controlled, wasn't it? If I remember rightly.
It was.
Yeah. So let me just quickly show you. There we go. That is what the Runelord looks like. The rune giant looks like. And for my players, there we go. I will send you another picture.
Ooh.
And then as you continue to pay more attention around the room, around this big chamber, you realise that on the hanging balconies to your immediate left and to the right, there's some, like it's hanging about 30 feet above you. You start to notice two faces appear as they step towards the edge to look down on you. What you see here, one on each side, are two storm giants.
Storm giants?
Storm giants.
Oh, it's not like they're big or anything. It's fine.
Yeah. And the storm giants.
What are they
for the
doing down
audience,
here in the
they look
lava?
like that. Well, they're on the platforms.
No, I meant like in the general, area.
Vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
This is the moment when you know your DM is going for a TPK.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I've had enough. We're not coming back from this.
Strap in,
Fuck
everybody.
off.
This one's going to be rough.
Yeah, this is the final episode. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. This is it. The final.
Yeah.
You sent us the wrong side of the monster cards.
Oh no, that's just for you to see it. I'm not going to give you the stats, Steve, am I?
Oh my god.
Those storm giants are something, aren't they?
Yeah.
Maybe they're friendly.
They don't look that friendly, but to be fair, Elias and I both cast lightning, so who knows?
Yeah.
So-
It's been neutered there.
Mm-hmm.
Are runes like the other one that we can see?
On the rune giant.
On the storm giants, do they have the same lit runes on them like the other one?
No.
Oh,
Only the rune giant has the runes. The storm giants look like normal storm giants.
interesting.
Okay.
Maybe they are not foe. Although it seems highly unlikely.
It's yeah. It'd be nice to think that other people are teleported in just at the same time.
Time went into slow motion when I said that. I knew I was saying it, but I couldn't believe it.
Drifted up above your head, watched you and just went, oh god.
It could be coercion rather than control, though.
Yes, it could be. Yeah.
And you hear, you start to hear clapping.
Which we can't hear because box it out.
Karzoug in person is just like his hologram.
It is.
It's like the worst corporate video you've ever seen.
Yeah. Wait until the PowerPoint comes up. I mean, literally. You're like,
How many
oh,
slides?
No. Yep. So,
Has it got all of the effects? All of the transition effects?
it's got all the transitions. It's even got a little bit of video in there. It's great.
But it's always one click more than he expects. Starts talking about the next slide and the transition's still there.
It's got an embedded Excel spreadsheet in there as well.
He thought that everyone would be impressed. So
everyone's sitting there going, "Oh God, I should have brought you in."
We have you hear him say, "So my champion worms, you have arrived."
Oh, we've been upgraded. We were maggots last time.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he meant like a dragon.
Whatever name you feel appropriate, you may take. For if you are here, then you have already been forgotten.
I am Tolkus, destroyer of worlds.
I am Runelord Karzoug, ruler of worlds.
Oh.
You are Karzoug, you're an absolute dickhead, and give us back Rock.
You won't be ruler for long.
I will destroy your world.
Mr. Karzoug, sir,
oh,
I'd be able
God.
to defect to your cause. I would. No, I'm joking.
Oh,
I'm going to kill you.
Do you reckon you could throw him into the lava?
Me and my brother are going to F you up.
I've heard you swear.
F you in the A.
Harrison, I've heard you swear. You can swear around us.
He's nervous.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a pee coming out as he's saying all of this. So,
Dave, is that Harrison standing to the right of me?
Yes.
Right, can I step just round him to be on his right?
Yes.
And then Tolkus is going to look up at that storm giant to his right again.
Yeah.
And say, "Hey you, storm giant, friend or foe?"
There's no answer. The storm giant does look across over to the rune giant and to Karzoug. He doesn't get the attack signal.
Oh, right, okay. Silence. I take that as foe. I feel sorry for your family.
You see him kind of almost wince at that comment.
Oh, yeah, I'm going for... Who is it? Is it you, Josh M, who said coercion? Someone said coercion, didn't they? I reckon they're being coerced. So they're doing his bidding under... Oh, maybe he's got their families or something.
Yeah.
That hit a chord.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I mean, Karzoug, you can just give up now. We've got got through everything else. Just don't embarrass yourself. Because we will kill you if you don't surrender.
I don't think you'll be killing me today. I have survived for 10,000 years in stasis. And in fact, it's quite telling that you have unwittingly been the people who have released me.
Whilst he's monologuing, I'd like to do a couple of things, if I can.
Okay.
I'm going to use my legendary sneak ability, which means that unless I choose for people to see me, I am sneaking at all times. And I'd like to cast message and say to the others in the group via that spell, when it all kicks off, break left, and that's it. And then I'm going to use my legendary sneak to move forwards out onto the first part of the bridge where the T section is, please.
Okay, so you're going to move forward, yeah? You're going to go up it's a flight of stairs?
I'm going to go up those stairs to that first T section.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Also, Steve, could you turn Nightbot off, please? You've got the an old guest that's turned up.
Right, sorry, yeah, okay. I've turned on the wrong timer, obviously.
Yeah. So,
Damn timers. Did Elias mean for us to move forward or wait here until it kicks off?
I think wait here, but I don't think you want to say that out loud.
Yeah.
what you don't know is that everything you have killed so far, their souls have allowed me to come out of stasis. And when you killed the ogres and the giants and even that dragon, you were doing me a favour. And for that I thank you. And I give you one chance, just one, to leave with your souls, or I will destroy them.
Well, it was nice meeting you. We'll be off then.
Very well.
Yeah.
And he snaps his fingers.
No.
And Tolkien
I'm not
disappears.
saying that. I didn't say that in Tolkien's voice. You can't say that was in game because it wasn't in Tolkien's voice.
Yeah.
But Tolkien is going to move onto the stairs, just to the stair section, that first stairs.
Okay, so you're moving up here.
Yeah, just to there. Yeah.
Okay, so you step onto the stairs.
Yep.
So you're halfway up the stairs.
And has anyone else seen the chord that was kind of struck with that storm giant, or was it only Tolkien that had that connection and saw
It's only
that?
Tolkien who was kind of paying attention.
Okay.
Oh, well, I kind of would argue that as I was shouting at the storm giant, would they not have all been looking?
Maybe.
Maybe a perception roll is in order.
You can do a perception roll. Yeah.
Well, not me, them.
Yeah. I'd like to do a perception.
Yeah, I will as well.
Which I'm legendary in.
Legendary. Fight for the
That's
magical
35.
light. Boom, boom.
45.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. So while you're actually standing behind him, you're here, and when Tolkien was over here, you heard him shout out and throw a challenge, and you kind of peered around the other side of the pillar, and you saw an exchange of looks.
Okay, I'll look up and just give kind of each one a look and say, there are many things that you can do here, but one of them is not fight against us. We are not your foe. The demon over there is. If you won't stand with us, at least stand down. And we'll lift this hold that he has on you. I give you my word. By Torog. And I'll lift up my axe, and it cracks with lightning a few times.
The giant who you were saying this to, he kind of looks down at you and kind of smirks, almost in disbelief. And he pulls out his giant broadsword from his back, does a spin, jams it into the ground, and he lets that crackle with lightning energy.
Could he not just jam it into the lava and have it melt?
No, but the
Well, he's
lava
on
is
a- he's
probably
on a
about
balcony.
100 feet below you.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I'll message again
Mhm.
and say, keep them talking. And I'm going to move. So as I'm looking at the map in plan view, I'm going to move up the right-hand arc. So the one that the rune giants, I'm going to move up that way. For me, up the next set of stairs to the next level.
You want to go up this way?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20.
I'll go with full move to 30 feet.
Put you there.
Lovely, thank you.
So just
And
at
you're
the bottom of that
stealth.
set
You're
of
not
stairs.
you're not invisible, right?
I'm not invisible. I am legendary stealth.
Super stealth.
Super stealth.
So, Karzoug, as we're all here, you have such a captive audience. What is your plan? Why have you brought us here?
Classic.
Just gonna try and keep them talking.
Well, it's quite simple. You have freed me from my own jail. As I said, the power that you have sent me has enabled me to finally leave this place. And now you are here, I can leave. I can rule all of Golorium as the one true Runelord.
I'm trying not to make a Lord of the Rings joke. I really am.
Do you think we should mention to him it's not the same place that he knew 10,000 years ago?
Probably.
My agents have sent me enough information that I realize it's not my world, not my time anymore.
No, it's not. Time changes.
It is a
Things
weak
get forgotten.
and pestilence curse of what you have done. We were once a proud people, a rich people. We had our thralls here, were our slaves, worked under our feet, at our control. And yet
Yeah, you
have let them run unbridled.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, there's this thing called freedom of will, and you didn't let anyone have that. People are now allowed to live their life, and they're not going to go back to being your slaves because they shouldn't have been in the first place. You're not so high and mighty or above us.
I was chosen to be above you
By who?
by me. It is my destiny. I have seen it. It will happen.
Hang on, you hang on. Can we go back a minute? You chose yourself.
Many people have been chosen. In fact, let us see when you was chosen. And around all of you, including Elias over here, Tolkas on the stairs, and all of you down here on the main platform, the PowerPoint presentation opens up, floating ahead of you in air.
So this is how we die. Watching PowerPoint.
Death by PowerPoint.
All in
Comic
Sans.
Oh no.
You see scenes from your childhood, from your families. You see pictures of how you first met, how you came to be at Sandpoint, the Sandpoint Festival. Scenes, as you've already previously discussed, when you walked through the golf ball. Scenes of Ironbriar attacking a helpless Yelena.
Not happy seeing that.
Potentially,
Yeah, she wasn't helpless. Come on, I mean, she was helped.
She
but-
was. She was quite helpless at that point.
potentially Harrison's brother and the death of his family that he does love, but is not able to show it. Tolkas leaving the family behind and saying goodbye before he steps onto a ship, not knowing if he would ever return. And even Psylocke. Journeying to new places, new territories, often alone apart from Bear, finding friendship amongst a group of companions and strangers that he is now called friends.
Huzzah!
And even Elias finding people who are as studious as he is with Zamba and Professor Quint. So you've all had pitiful lives by the looks of things.
That's not pitiful.
You've all had great loss, great suffering, and love. Don't you want to go back to them?
As he's saying this, and the images are playing out before me, can you describe the bridge just in front of me that I'm standing on, please?
And this is a connected walkway. You have 2 flights of stairs, and then you've got the Runelord up at the top. So you got 25, 10 feet, 20 foot of stairs going up to the next level.
Okay, but so the reason I wanted to go out onto the bridge was to get a closer look at how it's connected, and is it a suspended walkway above the lava? Does the lava go underneath it?
So if I can show you that, this is the back wall of the chamber.
Yeah.
So it's a solid back wall. This, where the storm giant is kind of like suspended by chains.
Okay. The bit I'm interested in is where the rune giant is standing. The floor underneath him,
that's all solid.
That's all solid.
Yeah. So if you were to take, like, that is solid all the way down to the lava.
Okay.
This bit is...
But it's still a precipice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to take advantage of the fact that the presentation's been going on. He's been showing us all our wonderful childhoods and the pasts that we've already lived through once. And I'm going to use Conceal Spell. And I'm going to cast Transmute Rock to Mud on the area of floor that the giant is standing on, with the intent of turning 10 cubic feet at an angle to mud, so it slips to the side and the giant that's standing on it goes with it, like almost like an avalanche into the lava.
Okay.
Nice.
The world's most dangerous slip and slide.
Yeah. Don't need those ones.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is it a reflex?
Technically it's not a saving throw. I turn this rock to mud. There would be a basic reflex saving throw if I was to do it on the ceiling. So yeah, let's go for that. It's a basic reflex saving throw.
I'm gonna need my calculator. Uh-oh. Dragon face.
Got like plus 100 dexterity.
They've got quite good reflex then.
I don't not as a giant.
Mm.
Ooh. 37.
Did he fail?
I bet it was really close, wasn't it? I could tell from the way you celebrated it. It's like it's got to be by 1. It's got to be.
So
you turn the area into sludge.
I turn the area into sludge, which
and
then
he steps back a little bit.
Slides. Does he not go with it?
No.
Even though he's failed his save.
Yep.
Just out of interest, was we meant to break left then? Was that the signal? I can't tell.
You see so you cause this landslide, and you see all the stone turn to mud as it starts to pour away. Then it starts to slow down. Then it starts to reverse. And you see, when you look over to Karzoug is just holding his hand out. Says you
He's
are.
got the eye of Agamotto.
Yep.
He's going like that.
Starts turning it. You are Elias, yes? The magic user.
The magic shaper, the magic wielder, the controller. Call me what you will.
Certainly not a controller. This is the Eye of Avarice. This is my home and my prison. I have learned to control this environment, shape this environment. You cannot simply undo what I have created.
Well, that was merely the first foray, a test. A small toe into the water.
I'm gonna turn to Yelena and say, we have to silence this. I'm gonna whisper this, right? Just to Yelena. Actually, let me look at the map. Where am I on the map? Am I standing next to Yelena?
You're over
Anywhere
here.
near?
You can move. You're here.
Yeah, I'll just be. I kind of walk over next to her, and just kind of whisper. We've got to silence his mind, confuse him, find ways that he can't counter Elias's magic. I fear that if we don't confuse his mind, this may just be a spiraling chaos. Elevator will be on.
I agree. I'm not sure how we're going to confuse him though. It's not within my realm of knowledge. Unless we can get Tolkien to confuse him in other ways. Or maybe Harrison can go and tell him some jokes.
Yeah.
It might work.
I could dance seductively.
Do what, the dance of the gloves?
Yeah, the dance of the gloves.
I
Now
could
this
thrust in his general direction.
this object that's in the center of the thing, is it look like kind of two pieces? Maybe there's like something moving between it, or is it like a beam of light, or
Yeah,
what was that
so
again?
in the middle is the rune well, as you've seen before. Apart from these rune wells, the liquid inside is all gold, and it seems to be shimmering. There are cylinders hanging down from a kind of spinning doohickey across the top. And these cylinders seem to be creating light from the cylinder into the gold water below.
Okay, and that's it. There's no other form of like this energy going anywhere else or powering anything else, or it's just right all there.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll also say to Elena, well, possibly the well. Maybe it can be disabled.
That sounds like a good idea.
Possibly it's fueling his power in some way.
I think they're connected. I think if we can stop that, it'll certainly reduce his power.
He mentioned the souls. The souls that brought him back. Do you think possibly that energy are those souls? And if we break that connection,
Might release them. They might be able to go where they need to go. I think so. I think you're right. Ralph would be really useful there.
Yeah.
Real fucking useful. We need to attack that.
I'll shout to Karzoug. So you have complete control over your environment, and your environment is lovely. It's such a wide and far-reaching plane of existence. After 10,000 years, I can understand how you would have complete control over this plane, but you still seem unable to leave. Is this the part of the monologue where you offer us employment? You offer us riches and our wildest dreams to aid you in becoming free? I wonder if you were able to free yourself, you'd have done so already, so what's stopping you exactly? What key hasn't been turned yet, I wonder?
I was simply waiting for someone to step through the door. It can only be opened from the other side, and you have done that for me. Now all I have to do is leave. But let me show you my power. In my world, I can do anything. And as he puts his hand up, you see the dome of this spherical chamber, the top of it, kind of peels back, showing what appears to be just space. You see stars, galaxies, all a myriad of colours above you, and you see a few kind of different coloured moons. And just like Thanos, he reaches up, almost grabbing a moon, crushing it in his hand from his point of view. And as he does that, you see the moon crack and half of it start to crunch down. And with one motion, he brings his hand down towards you. And you see these 4 huge meteorites hurtling down towards you.
I immediately react, making the opposite motion. And as he's reached up to the sky and crushed this moon and thrown these meteorites at us, reach deep down into Galarian and pull from the shadowy plane a reverse magnetic force as I throw these shadowy meteorites up in the sky with the intent of intercepting them.
Cool.
I'm going to say, because of your description, you specified Galarian. You tap into the magic. You cast a spell. And as you go to do that and make that connection to Galarian, it's not there. And these 4 meteorites continue to hurtle down towards you.
Okay, so from a mechanics point of view, does the spell just not happen, yeah?
Correct.
Okay, so does that mean I don't cross it off my list?
I will let you keep the spell slot. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
So you do that and you like, it's almost like it's a misfire, but because it's magic and you've made that connection, it's like that connection isn't there. You're just putting on a rope. There's no taut.
The spell I was trying to cast was Shadow Siphon. That would have meant that we took half damage even if we failed our saving throws.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody roll a reflex saving throw, please.
Reflex.
Reflex. Do.
That is 46.
46.
32.
32
48.
fail.
So
48.
48 pass.
45.
Pass.
40.
Fail. So, you see these huge 4 chunks hurtling down towards you. But 2 of them splash into the lava, missing the walkway. Where you are, Elias, the walkway in front of you gets a direct hit, smashing and destroying the stairs as they disappear down into the lava. And as that stone explodes...
No! Elias, you've fallen in.
You've fallen in. Ah! As that stone explodes, you're going to take damage, unfortunately.
I rolled my phase check and I passed. I got 15. I need to score an 11, so I do get to reduce some of the damage.
Yelena, similar to you, the meteorite comes crashing down. It hits the back end of this area.
water.
It's handy you can pull these apart. Destroying that, and again the rocks hit you on the way past, taking some bludgeoning damage, and then you realise that the portal that was there is there no longer. But now it feels a bit unstable. You can start to see cracks appearing. I'm just rolling the dice. I'm using digital dice because there's a lot of dice.
Has he not just buggered himself?
That is... We'll find out. Sorry, wrong card. Okay. That is 43 points of damage to Elias and Yelena.
Okay, my shift will reduce that by 16.
And now, can everybody roll initiative, please? We're going to go into some combat.
Woohoo! Well, not woohoo, but
Yeah, Jesus, Josh.
Woohoo!
need some cool battle music.
I thought you said cool.
Oh. So that is
What you won?
40.
Hold on. I need the names. Okay, Tolkien, where were you?
I was on the stairs and I got 41.
41. Harrison.
40.
Cool. Silik.
36.
Yelena.
32.
Elias.
T1.
Sorry, Lim.
41.
I'm going to let you decide. So, Tolkien, Elias, who would like to go first?
I think Elias should go first just because he's further forward.
Okay, technically.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Steve, do you agree?
Well, I got hit by the meteor, so why don't you go first?
Okay, it's up to you. Right,
written it down now.
Tulkas remembers what Elias said, so Tulkas is going to move his maximum move distance to the left. So basically up the stairs, then up what I think is that next set of stairs, isn't it? And my movement is some number that I can't find on my sheet for some reason because it's never come up before. Isn't that a bit weird? 30.
30.
So I will move 30 feet up towards the left.
So let's say you were there.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yep, that'll do.
As you run up the stairs on the left side.
And I shall raise my axe to the sky, and it crackles with lightning up and down it.
Yep.
And there's actually an audible. And I'll turn to the storm giant that's over there. I'd say, I think you should fight with us. We could be brothers.
Again, it looks at you and then kind of looks over to the rune giant and then back at Karzoug. Doesn't mention anything. Doesn't say anything.
It's okay.
Okay, Elias. Oh, sorry. Just before that, you see the dragon behind Karzoug, who was standing behind the throne, kind of just sweep down onto all fours as he whips his way down the stairs and then takes off and he starts to fly towards everybody. Just kind of deftly gliding. Elias.
Hey, that kind of makes my decision for me. I was pondering over what to do, but yeah, sod it. I will cast the 8th level incantation to turn myself into a huge copper dragon.
Ooh.
Dragon v Dragon.
Okay. You're just gonna change, or are you going to fly? What are you gonna do?
I'm going to change, which is 2 actions, and then with my final action, I will fly to intercept the dragon, putting myself between it and its breath weapon affecting the party that's currently standing near the pool.
Okay, so you want to kind of get in between them as much as possible, really.
I want to use me as cover, if you like.
No, I just so happen to have a copper dragon.
Ooh. Are they roughly the same size, Dave? As in, not the models you've just put there, but the actual Elias dragon and the Karzoug dragon?
Yep.
Cool. Tulkas might just take a seat and watch this one.
Get the popcorn out.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see the blue dragon come down, and Elias immediately just changes form, leap into the air, and turns into a copper dragon. And you can see they're almost about to clash. Harrison, what do you want to do?
So, I would like to move forward. I'm probably going to go up that step, if that's a step.
5,
in front.
10, 50.
I will probably move slightly a bit more to the next area, if I can, off the step.
20. 25.
I've got 35 movement, so
30, 35.
I'm not. No. I'm going to go into the middle, and I'm going to ready the grappling hook.
Yep.
How high is the blue dragon?
The blue dragon is very high. The platform, because these are on different levels.
Yeah.
So let's take that way so you can see. The platform where the rune well is about 30 foot above you.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to grappling hook up to the platform, if I may.
Okay.
Please don't go in the lava. That's so anticlimactic.
So,
So
I'll
using
spin my
the
grappling hook.
cover of the dragons who are just about to clash above you, you're going to get under there and go.
Yeah, I'm
Go for
going to attempt whatever that is. So I'll roll and add whatever you want me on top. Should it be athletics or acrobatics? I think athletics, right? That is a natural 8, and if we're plussing 27 on top, that is 35 in total.
You succeed.
Excellent.
So you literally zip line your upwards, and you get to the edge of the rune well. So I will put you on there. So you are basically on the rune well. Okay.
So he's below us, not between us.
No, yes. So you are above the rune well.
Yeah.
And the contraption, and Harrison is now on it.
I'm going to look back at everyone and put a big thumbs up.
You see Harrison, the best move he's ever made. His cape is billowing behind him as he Batman's up, and he gets up and he's like, "Fuck me, I did it!"
Elena's just like,
Amazing.
I'm getting the old Ray Harryhausen Land Before Time vibes, where he's the old fur-clad cave person, and me and Dragon are just two dinosaurs duking it out, trying to dodge out of the way.
I think Harrison's more George of the Jungle.
You know what? We get to the end of the campaign, and Harrison saves the world.
Well, it's only fair.
well, no,
He's got to do something.
I've got to have one redeeming quality of everything.
Everyone forever will be wearing gloves on their heads.
Yeah. That's a sign of respect.
Harrison, calling my name.
And just going to shout out to Dernicus King just asked a question. It is the Warlock tiles from WizKids, not Dwarven Forge, but not Dungeons and Lasers. So it's
a Dungeons and Lasers dragon though.
Oh, that one is, yes. That one is, that's WizKids, and that's Warlock WizKids.
Yeah.
But yeah. Cool.
So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for what I can do.
So
I mean, I would...
You clamber up and you roll your body onto the edge of the suspended rune well. And you see this golden liquid just shimmering inside. And you see different kind of rainbow colours, different bits and pieces.
Okay. I might try and dip my other sword that has been put in that water into this gold shimmering stuff.
Okay. So which sword?
The one that hasn't been made into the shocker. This is going to be the one that has been blessed, unquote, quote, blessed by the water in the wherever we were before.
Okay. So you put your sword in. Yeah.
Yep.
So as you're laying on the edge of this rune well, looking at liquid, You grab your sword and plunge it into the liquid, hoping it will do something. Nothing appears to happen, but as you look deeper into the golden liquid, you start to see maybe faces are swirling around in there.
Okay. Okay.
It's
right.
now my go. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Harrison? But that was your.
I think that's it. I mean, yeah. I'll just be staring at these faces, looking back at me.
The giant over here, the rune giant. You can't really see because we've got dragons and everything else in the way. So the rune giant barks out an order. And for those of you who can understand giant, he simply says, "Attack them, kill them all." And the storm giants on either side hold aloft their swords and say, and then they bring it down into their hands, and you see the lightning crackle down across them, and then they aim the sword down at everyone on this platform over here.
By the power of Grayskull.
Yep. And they cast.
Bring it.
They cast Chain Lightning.
Interesting.
I just need to check if it is.
Last time you did this, you killed a cat.
I did. It was really good.
No. Bad damn.
Oh. It is a reflex saving throw. So can Bear, Silek, and Yelena make a reflex saving throw, please?
Yep, make mine first.
It's better. It's probably not enough.
45 for Silek.
35 for Elena.
Okay, Silek, you pass. Can you also do Bear for me, please?
And Bear is 45 as well.
Okay, you both passed. Yelena, sadly, you're going to get hit. I'm going to roll a number.
Can it be a low number, please?
A number between 1 and 1,000,000.
If only you could hear how many dice this is.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's a lot of low numbers on there. That's a bit disappointing.
No, it's not.
But okay, so each of them do this in unison. There's a storm giant on each balcony. They hold up their mighty swords and say, lightning crackles down, and then they aim it down at this kind of the stand where everyone is, where you, Silek, and Bear are, and you see the lightning arc down their bodies, out through the swords, and into this platform. Silek and Bear, you're going to take half damage. Okay. As you take half damage, you see Yelena take the full brunt of both of these blasts. Yelena, can you take 98 points of damage, please?
Oh my god.
I can, but I am healing myself on my turn. That's kind of scuppered my ideas of stuff to do. I've gone from 200 hit points to 59 before my turn.
Yep. And you know what?
I'd rather not die this early.
That's their first attack.
Fuck off.
Okay, so how much? So Silek and Bear are taking half.
You take half. Yep.
You take 48.
Yeah.
Okay, Silek is resistant to electricity by 10. So what does that mean?
Just means you minus 10 from the damage.
Yeah.
So
Take
that's
an
38
extra
instead of
10.
So it's
48.
38.
At this point, from my vantage point, spotting this out the corner of my eye, I suppose, I'm just going to yell down, just move, just get away from him, just get out of range.
You're a dragon. Can you talk?
Oh, yeah.
Are you talking dragon or are you talking
No.
Elias?
Talking Elias.
You just see.
Elena's going to shout up and just go, thanks, Elias. I hadn't fucking thought of that.
For those of you who have seen Dragonheart, that's what you see, a talking dragon. And he's saying this just before he clashes as well. Right. And unfortunately, Yelena, it's still not your go. Psylocke,
I know.
over to you.
I know what I'm going to do, so I'm going to roll it now.
Okay, 1 second. Still taking all of my hit points off. Okay. All right. These storm giants, you said they're on a platform, correct?
Yep, they are suspended. So what actually is if you look at that map I sent you earlier, around the space you'll see rods. They're only small circles in the lava. They're actually kind of rods that hang up. On these rods, this platform is attached by chains.
So it's sitting on it, or it's hanging from it?
It's hanging from it. It's suspended.
Okay. I'll yell out. I'll yell out to the group. Well, it seems they're not gonna play nice, so neither should we. Take down the chains. I am hoping that I can hit these chains and possibly like destabilize the platform and cause them to fall. That's essentially what I'm trying to do.
You would have to use ranged or magic. You can't. They're out of reach if you were trying to swing.
Yeah, I want to basically throw my axe at one of the chains.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'll do. I'm gonna throw my axe at. I'd like to throw my axe at one of the. There's 4 chains, correct? So I'd like to throw my axe at one of the front chains. That if I can hit it, it might. I'm assuming if I hit it and it broke, it would immediately destabilize the platform. It isn't like a piece of. Correct?
From where you are on the platform, there are 2 chains that you can hit. The other ones you'll have to walk around to get, or at least it's further away. There's one there's one on the left side, and there's one on the right side. The rest are kind of around this area.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna throw my axe at the one that's on the right side, the chain.
Okay, over here, yeah.
That's a 47 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Go for it.
Okay, and then that's...
Yelena, you see Starlet kind of pulling back and aiming for a throw. Your hair's all like zzz, a bit smoking, bit singed. You've got that kind of taste of blood in your...
Liechtenstein, is it?
Yep.
Patterns. It's
Where
my
your
turn.
teeth have been
Cool.
chattering.
I'm gonna... Can I stand up for free?
Yep.
Stand up. I can't move because I need to heal. So I'm gonna do... gonna heal 7th level. 3 turns. So Silas and Bear also get 98 points of healing.
Okay, you have to do that on your turn. But
Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't realise it was my turn.
that's right.
Okay,
I misunderstood.
So 21 points on the hit. I don't believe I'd get the 1d6 on wounding. I have a wounding rune. I don't know if that would... It's a chain, so I don't think that works.
So it was a 21 to hit or 21 damage?
21 damage.
Okay.
There's like a 47 on the hit or something.
47 on the, 47 hits on the damage. It's a good shot. It does not break the chain. It is a direct hit, but it does not break the chain.
Okay. Axe comes back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take another shot. I'm gonna throw it again at the same chain.
Okay, go for it. Same again.
So it'd be 47 minus 5. So 42.
It hits.
For the hit.
Yeah. Yelena, you obviously see this happening in front of you.
Okay, that's better roll. 9. 14. 6 is 20. That'd be 26 points of
26.
damage.
Okay. You break the chain.
Yeah, nice one.
Okay, so you break the chain. The platform shudders a little bit. You see the giant whoop, because there's no boundary to this. It's literally a flat platform. So there's nothing to kind of steady himself. But he kind of grabs. Ooh, he puts himself back. He's done a reflex saving throw. He's fine. But you did break a chain.
Okay. Now, Hunt Prey is activated, but it's activated against Karzoug there.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter. So Bear gets a free movement. I'm gonna command Bear to get up next to Tulkas, to move off to the left there to get up.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
His movement speed's 40.
35, 40. So he's directly behind Tulkas at that point.
Okay, good. All right, and then for my last action, it'd be -10 on the attack. I don't think that would hit.
It's probably worth doing anyway if you're not going to do anything else.
Yeah, why not?
Move
Hell
again,
with it.
get away.
Oh yeah, move. You could move.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know that I would be out of range, right? Like, I'm not sure if that platform is still out of range. But yeah, I don't think I'll hit. It's not worth it. So I'm gonna move, and I'm gonna get up next to Bear. I'm gonna get behind Bear. Use my last action to move.
Okay. 5, 10, 15,
Shaking up on
20.
Bear.
That's 20. You're directly behind him.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
movement speed's 25. So
Okay.
That's
Right,
it.
and you see the Yelena, you're kind of stuck here out on this platform on your own. You see this 40-foot rune giant just take a few steps and leap and
great.
crash down onto the platform over there.
Cool.
As he goes, he tries to take a swipe at the copper dragon. As he does it, and lands down. Yelena, your go.
Okay, well, I will, as Silex moved, I will just cast the heal on myself. It'll be slightly less healing. I will work that out.
Okay.
And then I am going to, because I'm kind of trapped here and I don't like it, I'm going to use a focus point. I'm going to turn into a phoenix.
Ooh. I don't have a phoenix.
You surprised me.
That actually is surprising.
Do you not get prepared with every kind of creature I could turn into?
No. So
Why not?
instead, I will turn you into a fire elemental. There you go.
Okay, that makes sense. That I believe, unfortunately, is 2 actions, so I cannot go anywhere. But I have got a few more hit points at least.
Okay.
And that will be my turn.
Top of the round. The dragon is going to clash with the copper dragon. Finally, they meet. And
Wasn't Jeff
smack.
first?
No, the dragon was actually first.
Okay.
The other dragon, not you.
The other dragon.
Nice try.
And he's going to attack you, the copper dragon. Ooh, with everything it's got. 37 on the hit.
That is the class you need to hit, yes.
Okay, so let me just. We've got to do a lot of numbers on this one. So let me. It is right. That. Okay, that is 20 points of damage, plus additional 12 as the claws rake in to your shoulders and start to tear down.
So 32 total.
32 total. It's going to come in with its jaws as well. As it opens its mouth to take a bite, you see the electricity sort of burning in the back of its throat as it lunges for you. This is a 39 to hit, which hits.
Yeah.
That is the same as before. Ooh, that's 23. Sorry, 23, 33. That's 35. Shit. Plus Oh, that was pathetic. So, what did I say? 35?
Yeah, 35.
As the chores chomp into your side as well, into the side of your neck, and you can feel the electricity start to travel into you as well. So not only is it doing wounds, its teeth are biting into your neck, the electricity starts to pound into you. It's only additional 2 points of damage. I rolled really, really badly. And finally, ooh, that was nearly a 1. It tries to impale you with its tail. 25 plus minus 10. That's a 50 to hit.
Hey?
A 50 to hit hits you.
A 50? You nearly rolled a 1.
Yes. I didn't roll a 1.
You rolled a 20.
I rolled 19. 1, 2, 3. And that is a 32 points of damage as the tail whips around. And it's got a horrible, serrated, sharp tail as it plunges it into your belly. Think the alien queen as it goes straight into you. That is a dragon's go over. Tolkus followed by Elias.
Right, Tolkus is going to remember that in Pathfinder you get 3 actions this time. And technically, I only spent 2 last time.
Yep.
So I am going to use all 3 actions as movement to try and get to Karzoug.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So I can move 90 feet.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75.
Unfortunately, I can't do anything else except sneer at him. I just felt like,
He's on your approach. He just watches you from his throne, and he at least does you the courtesy of standing up.
I can smell something. Is that you?
He doesn't reply. Okay, Elias, you're up, followed by Harrison. You are severe. Well, you're pretty wounded. In dragon, you've got scales and you're leaking blood.
I move around the dragon, so in a sinuous-like manner, so that I can get an angle such that I can hit the dragon and the giant with a 30-foot cone.
Okay, so you start to kind of circle around each other.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, that's it. Perfect. And then I'm going to cast a spell. And I'm going to cast Vampiric Exsanguination.
Ooh.
I'm going to draw upon the life force of the dragon and the giant in order to heal some of my own wounds.
Okay.
So that's a basic fortitude save for me, please.
From both of them, yeah?
From both of them, yeah.
Okay, that's 43 from the Rune Giant. And, ooh, that's 26, 30.
That's a fail.
From the dragon.
So the dragon failed. The other guy passed, so the Rune Giant will take half damage. So that's around 40 points of damage. So 40 to the dragon and 20 to the Rune Giant. And I get back some hit points.
Cool.
I then shout at everybody, follow Tolkus. Just get to Karzoug as quickly as possible. If we put him down, then maybe these others will stop. I don't know. But we need to take out the centre. We need to take out the pivot. That's my go.
Okay, Harrison, you're up.
I shout up to Elias in his dragon form and everyone else, and I say, "Let's do this!" And I am gonna attempt to. So I'm effectively, if I were to run forward, would I go straight to Karzoug, or would I need to travel down again?
No, Karzoug. So you're on a similar level to Karzoug. So what you probably can't see is this level here. See these yellow stones?
Mm-hmm.
They represent stairs. So that's 5 foot, 10 foot. So Karzoug, Tolkus is on the stairs facing Karzoug. You have to get across the room well, over here, and then run up the couple of flights of stairs.
Okay, so
think Rocky at the end, those stairs, and he runs up and goes, yeah!
Yeah.
If you've seen that film.
I think I've seen the scene, but I don't think I've seen the film.
Oh God,
What?
Josh.
Even I've seen Rocky.
Dude, this is just.
It's sad, isn't it?
Embarrassing
I was born in '91. I haven't seen all these old films.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
now. I was born in '83. I've still seen Casablanca.
Yeah. I've still seen like all the Laurel and Hardy films, and I wasn't born in the like fucking 1910s.
I've seen all the Laurel and Hardys as well. Those were great.
Yeah.
So if I were to dash, which obviously takes an extra action,
Yep.
I could move up to 70 feet. How far would that get me?
Okay, let's find out. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. You're standing
Yay.
shoulder to shoulder.
You can be my meat shield.
If I can, I will pat Tolkus on the back and say, "Brother, let's do this." And with my last and final action, I will attempt to attack him with my other sword, not the shocker.
Ooh.
Yes, the first attack.
Okay.
See how this goes.
So let's do this.
Roll to hit.
So that is an
Natural one.
18 plus 29, 47 to hit.
47 hits.
Okie dokie. Well,
now we're
it's
getting
not.
serious.
It's not a magical sword. I mean, as in magical in the sense that I've not magicked it up again. So it's a standard short sword, or whoever knows whatever that water is. So that's.
Should have used the shocker. That one's been in the other room.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't been
Oh,
in
it
that.
had. No, it hadn't. Yeah,
No.
right.
So that is 11 points of damage in total.
Okay. So you hit. But what do you hit? So Karzoug is standing there. He gets off his throne as Tolkus runs up to him, thinking he's going to be protected. What you don't see is there's like a slight shimmer around Karzoug. And Harrison, you run up behind. You see Tolkus get there as you start running as well. You run up behind Tolkus with the attack, plunging your sword, your previous sword, towards Karzoug. Karzoug doesn't even acknowledge the hit, thinking that you're not going to hurt him. The sword slices through this bubble of energy surrounding Karzoug, and Karzoug immediately now has your full attention. Or you had his full attention.
Yeah.
As
And
the sword is held in midair by nothing. But you can see that it almost like these cracks of light appearing in the reality around the edge, the tip of the sword. Karzoug kind of looks at you and like, what have you done? What are you doing?
Just to top this all off,
This is not possible.
just to top it all off, because obviously he's a spellcaster, I'm going to be aiming for his throat.
Ooh, nice.
Well, you can do that, and it's fine. It's moving slowly, but it's like you've cut into glass.
Right. Okay.
And it's
Yeah.
like-
So I'm aiming, but it's obviously going
It's
going
not gonna
slow.
it's not gonna hit him.
Yeah.
It's stopped, but it's like you've just stabbed a glass. And I just
Okay.
saw someone mention Baron Snowhand. Yes, the badger dagger is now canon.
Yeah.
we want to do that.
Josh, was that the sword that was dipped in the rune well?
The one
It
that
was.
Harrison is just using. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was also dipped in that weird golden stuff as well. So whatever that did, if that did anything as well, probably not.
Well, you said that was the other sword.
No, I said that was the one that had been dipped in the sword, the water as well. So effectively, I've double dipped.
Double dip.
Double dip.
Never double dip.
Okay, so that. Anything else you want to do?
I'm just gonna I'm gonna focus my eyes locked in, and I'm gonna push my sword as hard as I can, just effectively just using all my might on my sword as my. Well, I can't do anything else, but yeah, that's me doing it.
No, that's good. That's cool. He sees you doing it, and as I said, he shouts out at you, and what do you think you're doing? And looking
Ending
at both
your
of
life,
you now,
fool.
looking at both of you standing before him, he's like, I am the Runelord of Greed. I want everything from you. Give me everything. And he pulls his hands out. Balam, Sudalam kind of thing. One on each of you, just in front of your chests, as he starts to mutter some kind of incantation. And he is going. Can you both do a fortitude saving throw, please?
I can.
A fortitude?
A fortitude saving throw.
May I use my PP coin?
You may use your PP coin.
Ooh, I don't need to use a PP coin.
Well, that's no better.
Oh man.
28.
Fail.
I got. No, don't times it, Jeff. Can you tell I've got the calculator out?
So
It's
I've got a calculator.
times.
I'm actually using D&D.
I got
dice. I've got everything.
46.
There he is.
Is a fail.
Oh, what?
my god.
That's the second. That means that unless that failed by 1, that means we couldn't make it, or I couldn't make it anyway.
I'm not telling you.
This is not good.
So you're both going to take some damage. So basically, he shoots his hands out at both of you. How much is that? Oh, that's better.
Don't times it, Dave. I made that mistake.
And starts to go Malam, Shudalam. And what happens is you start to kind of well up. Your tears start to appear in your eyes. Your eyes start to water. And then you realise the water from your tears is slowly flowing towards Karzoug as he kind of starts to strain his hand and pulls the liquid and blood from your bodies as he casts Horrid Wilting. Your face starts to... all the moisture comes out of your bodies as you start to kind of like all your fat and stuff starts to sink in.
Lovely.
All your skin is starts to go shallow. You both take 66 points of damage.
Whoa.
Is that all?
As this is happening, I'll try and turn to Tolkus and say, brother, if we don't make this, know that I really enjoyed our time together and getting to know you.
Yes, it was good. We will go out fighting. Did you say 66, Dave?
66.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Order 66.
Yeah, order 66.
Here it is.
Yep.
We'll die fighting, brother.
Right. The giants on either side, they see everyone over there again. They're going to do the same thing. It's chain lightning. What is the distance jump on that one? Well, it doesn't matter. I've got 2. So one of them is going to attack Yelena. The other one is going to attack Bear.
Shame it's not grease lightning.
Yeah. As Psylocke is in, actually, 30 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20. So the electric is going to dance between all of you. Because it's chain lightning. So it's going to jump one from the other across that kind of corner. You can't really see it there because there's a dragon in the way. But, yeah. Okay, so all of you are going to get hit by this. If you fail your saving throw, it's a reflex saving throw.
Okay, so Silex is. Oh, fucking shit. Silex rolled a 35.
That is a fail.
I'm fairly certain I rolled the same thing I did last time. Yes, I rolled also a 35.
That is a fail.
But my reflex doesn't improve, annoyingly.
Okay, you both.
And bear's a 37.
Yeah, that's a fail.
Yes.
So
Awesome.
the lightning comes in, the same thing. The giants raise up their swords, they charge it with lightning, and they pull it down and aim it at just in your general area. One of you tries to hit Bear, the other one tries to hit Yelena. Remember, you're in your phoenix form.
Mm-hmm.
As this lightning starts to.
To be fair, I'm not difficult to hit because I'm huge. Large, huge.
Dances and arcs around all three of you. Can you all take 53 points of lightning damage?
Well, that's not as bad as last time.
Okay, I do. Silik does have an ability on his reflex. It says if I fail, I take half.
Yep.
So it'd be half of 53 just for Silik, plus the 10 resistance of electricity.
Yep.
But Bear's gonna take the full amount.
He's going to take it.
No, Bear!
You probably shouldn't have taken any damage last time. Is that evasion you've got?
Improved evasion? Improvised? Improved? No, improved.
She took less damage last time, but let's see. Okay.
It's because I'm using digital dice because there's so many dice to use.
So it's 16 for Bear.
Bear!
Bear did not
Okay.
like it.
No.
Okay, Silik, you're up. You've just been electrocuted.
Okay, Bear's hurting.
No, Bear!
Okay, so in seeing this, I'm going to use my first action to command Bear to just run. I want to get him as far away as I possibly can get him from the storm giants.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm basically going to give him I'm going to give him two movements for his actions. So a double run for Bear.
Yep.
Which would be up to 80 feet. And I'm I'd kind of want him to kind of run around, kind of arc around towards like where Harrison and Tulkas are currently.
That's not going to move it. I was trying to give you a bit of a better view there. It's not going to have it.
Very nicely painted fire elemental there.
I'll do that on the brush off. Right. Sorry, Silik. What was you doing?
I'm gonna command Bear to I'm gonna command Bear to run around sort of the corner, not that way, the other way, towards like wherever Silik, where Tulkas and Harrison are.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, what's his movement? 5, 10,
His movement is 40.
25, 30, 35, 40. There you go.
He can get right there. Okay. And then that second action, I want him to move as well for his second action. And maybe get within
I don't know if that helps, but you can see because we've got a gizmo in the way.
okay. Well, he's moving towards the big bad, and I've got Hunt Prey currently activated. So actually that movement's free. So for the first technical action, then I'll have him move again. closer.
So flying dragons. It takes up all my space. So you're going to move up again. 5, 10, 15, 20. You can go pretty much to the side, but not. Can you see him?
Yeah, I can see him. Okay, and then am I in melee combat range?
For bear, yes, because he's
He's
got
got 10 foot. He's got 10 foot reach. Okay. I'm gonna take a Jaws attack.
Yeah.
That is 45 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. That's gonna be. Ooh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Boot.
I would say 15. That's 29 points of damage. That is piercing.
Nice.
So
Okay.
what happens with that is bear goes to hit, but hits the shield that is around Karzoug.
The shield. What do you mean the shield?
There's a shield. So remember, as I was saying about Harrison, Harrison put his sword in what appeared to be glass. There is a shield around Karzoug.
Okay, does it appear to do any damage to it, or just...
Bear realizes there's something blocking him, but you don't get sparks. There's no flare of anything. Is that yours and Bear's go over?
Yeah, it's just one action for Bear. So I will take my second action and move up the staircase. Yep. I'll move the full 25 feet.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Yep, and I will use my last action to throw my axe at the other front chain.
Okay, that's over here. Yep, go for it.
Ooh, that's a crit. 20, fine.
Oh,
nice, well done.
Well done.
Okay, so that's 50. That's 50 to hit.
Yeah, go for it.
Nice.
That hits. Just do your damage.
Okay. Okay, that will be.
Just covers it all up.
It's going to be quite crowded in there with the Phoenix as well.
How big is it? How big is the Phoenix?
Phoenix, it is huge. Mechanically huge.
Okay.
It's fine. You don't have to have another big creature. 3 dragons.
There you go. That is a Phoenix. How about that? It's got some nice wings. There you go.
Yeah, it does.
Let's use that.
Wings are very phoenixy, actually.
Okay, so that's 28 points of damage. I guess doubled, right?
Yep. Okay. So you hit the chain. You run up the stairs as you've cast. You've sent Bear away. You run up the stairs and you just pull round. You hit it in the weak spot. It snaps. It topples. So the whole front of this platform starts to go. He gets to make a saving throw. Oh, he might fail. 24. He rolled really bad. Is there a basic on there? Steve, do you know if there's a basic on that?
On what, a reflex for a platform?
Yeah.
Well, a hard DC would be 25.
Right. So,
and then it would scale back, so you get 25, 20, 15.
What?
With 15 being easy.
So it's hard. So he's got 24, so he's literally just missed it.
Yep.
So, as the platform gives way, that disconnects, and the giant slips and plummets into the lava. And he doesn't even scream when he hits.
That's not disconcerting.
Okay, so he's totally mind controlled.
But
Okay.
well done.
We won.
It worked out.
And whilst that was going on, can I make an Arcana check? See if I can. Two people have hit Karzoug now. Like, and there's this glassy, shieldy type effect that's happening.
I'm going to say, because you've been fighting the dragon, you
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have noticed this, because basically Harrison has plunged his dagger in and cracked this. Again, a glass ball around Karzoug
Okay, so
and stabbed it.
right, that's the bit that I sort of missed. So when he stabbed in, there was. It's like there's a defense, but Harrison has managed to penetrate it to a certain extent. Not enough to get all the way through, but he's penetrated it. Okay, so
Yes,
thanks.
and that has caused concern with Karzoug. That's why he then attacked them
Yeah,
with Horrid Wilting.
yeah, okay, sorry. That was a part I missed, so thank you.
Hey, Theo, Grady, Gallant Goblin. Thank you.
Hello.
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 Right. So you managed to get rid of one of the giants. The other giant, watching his counterpart fall into the lava, no reaction that anyone notices. He raises his sword again, channeling more lightning, and this time aiming it at Yelena, who's now a phoenix.
I have not had a turn yet.
Have you not had it go yet?
I have not had a turn as a phoenix. Because I'm sure as fuck's not staying put when I've got 90 foot of movement.
Did you get a go last round?
No, we're on this round, and this Yelena's go. She didn't actually, because Josh US has just finished, so it should be Yelena.
Oh, sorry, it's because I've got the rune giant. It's because I've got the rune giant.
Okay.
Sorry.
There was no healing you did, Sharon, right?
No,
that
you
was
moved
last
out of
round.
range.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, you see the rune giant. I'm just going to check his movement. There is so much going on. Movement, speed. Oh, 45. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. He is right behind you. So, Psyduck, you were running up the stairs, you turned, shot the chain. The giant falls down into the lava. Well done. And then as you just turn to your left, you see running towards you the biggest giant you have ever seen. He brings down his, I'm sure he's got a great sword, and as he brings it down in a low swoop behind him, he brings it along the bottom of the floor. Sparks are lighting up, and you see on one of his arms a rune starts to shatter and glow, or glow and then shatter off of his skin. The giant sword bursts into flame as he tries to attack you. Ooh,
Might be a time to remind you that you do have a healing potion.
42. Does a 42 hit you?
Yeah, it hits me.
Okay, right. I'm gonna quickly do this one. 1, 2, 3. So, oh, that wasn't high enough. Okay, so he hits you with this fiery sword, hitting you for 32 points of damage.
Okay, I have resistance of 10 to fire, so
Okay.
22.
Right, that's his first attack. Second attack, as he brings it down again. That is probably not going to hit at all. Oh no, 37. 38. Does a 38 hit you?
Misses.
Yes.
And then with the so he goes like that, he hits you. He comes with the backhand, same thing. Sparks on the floor as he tries to get you, but you miss. And then he goes both hands, trying to steady his blow, hands above his head, and tries to do an overhead chop directly down on you. Come on! No! 38. There's a 38 hit you.
Miss.
Clunk. As just as you step to the side, it crunches into the ground just in front of you. It's a giant broadsword, burning. You feel the heat, but it does no damage. Yelena, Phoenix, your go.
I would like to move towards Karzoug. I have 90-foot movement, so I'm hoping that I can do that in one action.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 70. You are above.
Okay, cool. I would like to try and make an attack. As a player, I know this is not going to work. However,
Somebody
Yelena
send me
doesn't.
some platforms. I'm out of platforms. There you go.
That's okay, don't worry. So I am going to make a beak attack at him.
Okay. You're gonna peck.
It's unlikely to hit with that kind of shit roll. 32.
32 misses.
Unsurprising. I'm also gonna now, because I've got another attack, I will try and attack with a claw.
Go
With
for it.
-5. That is cocked. Whoa, that's still garbage. That is going to be a 30. Yeah, the same thing again.
Misses.
I rolled higher, but never mind.
Unfortunately, it does miss. You do have minuses on your second and third attacks.
Yep, that is.
Okay.
Ooh.
That is the end of
I'm
round
there just hovering.
2. We start round 3. It is the dragon's go. So the dragon is up here. The blue dragon. Elias, the copper dragon, with the blue dragon, have just been circling and hitting each other and kind of backing each other away. Wings, claws, tails, teeth. No matter what it is, they're just rolling around all over the place, but in the air, managing to stay in flight. The dragon takes another claw attack. That's a 45. There's a 45
Hit.
Okay, we are into 3. Boom, boom. Okay, that's 26 points of damage with the claws.
Okay, I'm gonna reduce that by 16 with my phase out reaction.
Okay, does 41 hit you?
Yep.
Okay, it's the same again. Here we go. That is a 38 points of damage. This is with the jaws, as again sinks it deep into your neck, starts tearing out as many chunks as it can. You feel the burn of electricity. Come on! 1 point of electricity damage as it bites down into your neck. And finally, the tail. Ooh, the tail is a 44 to hit.
Is it? Yeah.
Same again. Tail is 17 points of bludgeoning damage. So it just whacks you from side to side with this tail as it slushes around.
Okay.
Tolkus, you've seen everything happen. You've got there and just basically stood in front of him. You finally see who has been putting all of these plots together.
I was going to say
The man
puppeteering
behind
is a good word.
Yeah, the puppeteer behind everything. You've seen Harrison run up and manage to shatter something in front of you or crack something, and then you realise that there's some kind of shield around him. You probably wouldn't have been able to get him anyway. The bear has come up to the side, taken some attacks, not got anywhere near him, and then this phoenix has appeared from nowhere. And is it on your side, or you're not too sure until it starts to try to attack Karzoug? What do you wish to do?
Right, just glancing at where Harrison has pushed his sword through the shield, does it look like it's actually damaged it?
It's actually kind of stuck there. So the sword has gone in, and it's like you stabbed a pane of window glass.
So he couldn't pull it
the whole
out.
thing. It's just cracked it around where the sword is.
Hmm.
But it's now held the sword.
So he couldn't get it back out again.
Can't
Is
get
he
it back out,
there
can't push
going
it
like?
back in. Yeah. He needs to do on his go. He can decide if he's going to push or pull.
Okay.
To me, to you.
Yeah, I guess because in game terms, because of the speed at which these things happen, I wouldn't really be able to tell whether it was stuck or whether it was just in mid push.
Yeah.
So I should suspect that not metagaming and just attacking him normally as I would is probably what Tulkas would do, with the idea in mind that he thinks that whatever this shield is made of is probably breakable based on what he's seen already. So he is going to swing his axe round up above his head, crackling with lightning, and he's going to smash it down on top of the shieldy thing as hard as he can.
Okay.
And...
Was this weapon also the one that was dipped?
It was, because it's my main great axe, which I dipped in the rune forge.
Yep.
Right, does a 44 hit?
It does.
Right, okay. It's going to do. This was a power attack as well, so it's going to do the extra dice and everything.
Yep.
So
Talk smash.
the dice damage is a nice even 50, and plus 14 for my normal strength and weapon spec damage.
Okay. So you do
Please
exactly.
describe what happens, DM.
You raise the sword. You raise the axe above your head, and with all your strength you can muster, you break down. You're expecting to hit, an edge of some kind of shield, and you do. You position it just right so that the most powerful part of the hit hits this glass shield. Your axe sinks deep into it, cracking the glass, and it continues to go further down and down and down. You don't reach Karzoug, but you've made a bigger slice and cut, and then slowly the cracks start to expand across his shield. He starts inside. He starts to kind of back up slowly, and then he realizes he's kind of at the bottom at the base
Back
of his
of it.
throne, as he kind of walks back. Tinkle. As he walks
Beer
back.
delivery, Mr. Creswell, beer delivery. Oh,
But thank you for the beers, by the way.
yes, you're welcome. Right, so sorry to interrupt. That was 2 actions. I've actually got 1 action left. So what I'd like to do with my other action is continue pushing down into the shield with the axe. I'm going to be cheeky and say probably I don't need to make an attack roll because I'm already in it.
Yeah,
is that
you're
right?
already in it. You just want to continue it down.
Yeah, so I'm just basically trying to go all the way to the ground of this shield with my axe and I'd slice a massive gash into it.
Okay.
I don't know if I need to roll damage or anything, do I?
Roll your damage because although it's magic, this is a physical manifestation, if you like. So
Yeah,
we're just trying to
cool.
see if it does have hit points.
Right, so it's 33 on the dice plus 14.
Okay. Yeah.
So
good,
47 total.
good hit. So combined with everyone else's damage, what's happened? You managed to get it almost to the ground, and then it's just weakening the structure completely. You see the cracks around Harrison's sword start to widen as this whole thing, almost like a section in front of you and Harrison, just shatters, and it rains down glass.
So, as that's happening, is there like a gap in front of me in it?
Yes. So
Yeah, I
he
push
is
my
there.
face up to it, and I say, "Here's Tulkas."
Right, he's backing up. Elias, Copper Dragon.
I'm just gonna scream at Silek.
In dragon.
Get to Yelena in dragon form. Get to Yelena as quickly as you can. Just move. And then I'm gonna hold my action.
Ooh. So you bear in mind you are still fighting a blue dragon.
Yep, I am.
With all the
I'm
noise
holding my goes.
all the noise that's going on, Silent, can you quickly make a perception check, please?
I can. Where the hell is my D20? All right, here we go. You said perception?
Yeah, just a quick perception check.
Oh, another crit.
Nice.
That's 48
Yeah, every
on
Okay.
perception.
So remember the last scene you was just in. He took 3 mighty swings at you, and as the sword crashes down into the ground and gets like a little bit wedged into the ground in front of you, you hear a voice, the dragon above you, yelling out to you those instructions. Okay.
Okay.
Elias, what
To
else do you
Elena.
want to do?
I'm holding my go
Okay.
until. Do you want me to tell you when I'm holding my go?
You let me know.
I will jump in. I will jump in.
Yeah.
I'm peaked and ready.
Okay, Harrison.
Please.
The glass is shattered in front of you. Tolkus has managed to open up and complete opening in front of you. What do you want to do?
Okay, so you said that before my sword had stopped at this point. It's now been released, correct?
Correct.
So I will release the sword and attempt to do a twin strike, which I've done many times before.
Okay.
So I will roll,
Yep.
and so the shocker is 34 to hit.
34 is a miss.
Okay, and the short sword with that's been double dipped.
Double dipper.
Double dip is 42 to hit.
42 does hit.
Okay.
So I've got 2 messages going on at the same time. Yes is the answer to both of those. Let's just see what happens here.
Yeah. Okay, so doing the hit, and that is yeah. So that is 2 plus 8. Yeah, I think that's 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Okay, so what happens is that right, so the glass shatters. You then pick up your other sword and try to do the twin attack. Yes.
Yes. So I'm trying with the shocker first in the gap, and releasing the short sword with that's been double dipped, and thrusting it in again at the throat of Karzoug.
Okay. So to do that, you kind of have to step forward a little bit, because remember he backed up towards his throne. Straight away, he's not even looking at you. He's focused on Tolkus, because Tolkus is now just got his head there going, "Here's Tolkus!" As you've kind of used that opportunity to attack. What you see is Karzoug has a glaive. It's an extended arm weapon. It bursts into flames. And even though he's looking at Tolkus, it moves almost on its own to block your attack. Karzoug then pays you some attention and just laughs at you, almost dismissing.
Well, that's what most of us do.
That angers Harrison even more.
And what he does, so you see him let go of the glaive, and he goes back to concentrating on Tolkus. The glaive stands there on its own.
So now I'm in combat with a glaive.
No, you're in combat with the glaive.
The glaive.
It's like Beauty and the Beast.
So we'll just do that. We'll start putting this over here a little bit.
You've got a candlestick.
The glaive versus the glove.
Clay first. I said Clay.
Okay, so what we're going to do, because everyone's asking, we're going to quickly take a 5-minute break, and we'll carry this on in a minute, as best we can. Okay, so bear with us. We're going to just take a quick minute break. Everybody, use the loo, grab your snacks, grab your drinks, recharge.
Pee break.
We will see you again in probably less than 5. As soon as everyone's back, we're back on. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
In a bit.
Bye bye. There we go. Okay, so we've got a ton of stuff going on. That was Harrison's go. Yes?
Yep.
Anything more, Harrison? Are you done?
So if I had to move closer to the Karzoug, that would have been one, and then the double action. So that's it.
Yep. And then you got the glaive started attacking
Yep.
you.
The glove versus the glaive. The next
glove versus the
big
glaive.
fight.
Let's do it.
Okay.
That's it.
So, next to the giant. The giant, who everyone has forgotten over here, is taking his orders. And he is going to, yeah, quite successfully, he jumps off of the platform and lands down onto the platform below and starts making his way up. Everyone knows where he's going. Okay, that's his go. He's done. Silik, over to you.
Okay. Now, this giant that is next to me, you said it's like 40 feet tall?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm a
He's the biggest giant. So the storm giants are 20 foot tall.
Okay.
This thing
So I'm
is huge.
Okay, so I'm 3'10".
Yep.
All right. I assume there is at least 5 feet of area between me and the biggest giant.
Yes.
Okay. First action within that 5 feet, I will throw down a trip snare.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And then I am going to use my last 2 actions to dash and get as close as I can to Yelena. And as I'm running away, I'm just basically like, come and get me, big guy.
As he does that and gets out of range of the giant.
And then my double movement would be what?
20,
50 feet. 50 feet of movement if it's a
30,
dash.
35, 40, 45, 50. So you get up towards Bear.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so as soon as he starts running out of range, I would like to now take my held actions. Now, if I remember the description of this particular area correctly, when you was giving us it earlier, the section of stairs that the rune giant is currently standing on is a suspended section above the lava.
Correct.
I'm going to cast Disintegrate on the floor underneath his feet.
Under which one?
Under the rune giant.
Under the rune giant. Okay, that's
Yeah.
this one. Yep.
Yeah. So Disintegrate on the floor will instantly disintegrate 10 cubic feet of matter.
Okay. Directly under him, yeah?
Directly under him.
Okay, so he's going to get a reflex saving throw to grab hold on the other side.
Which side though? Is it going through my trip snare?
Well, let's find out. But yes, if he's successful, he's going to get snared. It is 26. It was 38.
That is spot on of my DC.
Damn it.
Okay.
Damn!
However, you disintegrate. You do. Okay. So he feels the floor weakening below him. He makes a lunge, steps forward. He does set off the trap, but we'll come to that. Which means that as this floor breaks away, disintegrates.
Yeah.
Do you see what's going to happen?
Yeah, because I work with structural engineers.
It's part of the day
The
job.
structural engineers work with magic.
It's all based
Depends
on
how much you
physics.
know about structural engineering. To me, probably.
Maybe it depends how much structural engineers know about magic. But anyway, there's nothing else supporting this bit. So this bit just crumbles down into the lava below. Again, the storm giant falls into
Nice.
lava. No scream as he disappears.
Okay.
Well, wasn't the right giant, but at least it was a giant.
Yeah.
It was a
That was
giant.
cool. Well done, Stu.
It was nearly 2. Nearly 2.
Nearly 2.
And-
And then with my last action,
One second before you do that. So he manages to step over, but his stepping over hits Silik's trap. What happens?
Okay, you need to make a So what is it? It's a reflex saving throw.
Yep. Oh, it's quite high. Okay. 41.
Yeah, you make it. It's a 35 to beat. So your success, the creature is flat-footed until the start of its next turn.
Okay. So basically, you set off the trap. It makes him stumble. But he's okay. He looks back.
Oh, where's my friend go? I don't know. I've drank too many cokes.
But hey, let's go.
And then with my last action, I'm going to fly over to Yelena, like brave Sir Robin, and beg for some healing, please. please, can I have some healing? Like, please.
Can I heal when I'm in the Phoenix form?
As the Copper Dragon,
Uh-huh.
are flying with the Blue Dragon.
Yep.
Still in combat.
Yep.
So are you shouting over to the Phoenix?
No, I'm flying over to the Phoenix to land so that I can have some healing, please.
So the Blue Dragon will get attack of opportunity.
If it has attacks of opportunity, I'm not sure that they do.
Oh,
Ooh.
it's a good point because Pathfinder's a bit different for attacks of opportunity.
You have to have the attack of opportunity skill.
Yeah, it has to specifically say it.
It's not going to say on this because it is just a combat card. Du-du-du.
But I'm not surviving another round of attacks, so I will have to take my chance.
It does not say. So I'm going to let you get away with it.
Yay!
My obviously innate understanding of dragons, because I can take their form. But anyway, there wasn't a choice. I had to run away and get some healing.
Where you've turned into the Copper Dragon, you've now flown away over to the Phoenix. I don't have a Phoenix, so we have a White Dragon. The Blue Dragon tries to attack you anyway, but misses, and sees where you're going. It will then then try to make a beeline for you, but it's basically now just hovering over the lava.
Yep.
Okay.
That's my go. Thank you very much.
Okay. Let's try and get this down a little bit more. So we can see everything there. Is that okay for everyone? Okay.
Yep.
Whose go is it? So that was Silac, Rune Giant, everybody, Yelena.
Okay.
Is that right? Yeah, top of the room.
Yeah, because I held my actions. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what that was. Yeah.
So I don't think I can cast as a Phoenix, but Yelena, having seen Elias fly over, leaving the dragon behind, knows that something's not right because he would really like to finish off that dragon. So she will drop Phoenix form. How close are you to me?
Well, as close as humanly possible.
Okay, within 30 foot is good.
Yeah, it's about 20 to 25, so at the edge of your range.
At the edge of my range. Let me see if I can do something else instead. What is the targets up to 6 features? That does not tell me how far away you have to be. That's really, really not very helpful. So I won't do it. Fine, I'll do a level 8 heal, and I'll do it 3. All 3 actions so that everyone gets lots and lots of healing. Come back to me and I'll tell you how much it is, because that's lots of dice.
Okay.
Chat is calling for a penguin.
Well, I'll do what I can now. I'm out of Phoenix.
I keep thinking actual penguins, but mean a chocolate biscuit, don't we? we need to soothe the raging beast. Give him chocolate.
I've done a good bit of research on the dragon and attack of opportunity, and no, it does not look like it gets an attack of opportunity.
Okay, fair enough. Good to know.
Not great rolls.
We're just waiting for the healing to
Everyone gets 95 hit points back.
Oh, well done.
What, everyone in the area?
Everyone within 30 feet of me
5, 10,
Yes, not-
15, 20, 25. That's everyone. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice
5,
one.
10, 15, 20.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
Epic.
quite all right.
Slightly more comfortable now.
Good. My go. So the dragon
my hit
sees you
points.
escaping, Steve, and sees the magic burst of energy.
Oh, because it's his go now, isn't it?
It is. Dive
You've got some
bombs
more healing.
Oops.
and attacks you from behind, lodging onto your back, onto the wings, and starts raking down the wings. Are you ready for? Oh no! Oh dear, that's not a good roll. 32. Does a 32 hit you?
That misses.
Okay. So the force of the impact, he overcompensates. He wanted to like rake down your back. He misses. Bam! Hits you with his chest into your back instead. He's trying to recover and tries to sort of bite you instead. Also not very good. That's a 37.
That is my armor class.
Okay, so he managed to lock hold of you with his teeth, doing. So boom and. Okay, so he takes a chunk out of you for 40 points of damage as he locks his jaws onto you. And there is also additional, as always with this, you feel the sharp twang of electric, but I'm doing terrible with this electric damage. 3 points of extra damage as you feel it flow into your muscles tense and bite.
I reduced that. I reduced that using my phase out, which I passed. So
Okay.
I reduced it by 16.
It's Tolkus then Elias. Go.
Ooh, Tulkas sees that the bubble / shield glass thing has now shattered.
Yep.
And
And
he
you now
thinks-
have a dancing glaive. A dancing burning glaive seems to be attacking Harrison.
Oh yeah, he can take care of himself. He's
What?
he's big and ugly enough to take care of himself. So he's going to move. No, I don't need to move, do I? Because I'm standing right in front of Karzoug. So I'm going to take a swing at Karzoug
Yep.
from the side. And as I'm doing it, I'm gonna raise it up, do like a baseball bat type swing,
Yep.
and say 1, 2, Tulkas is coming for you. And I've got to roll to hit. Come on, let's roll to hit. Right, it is a 13 on the dice plus 32, which is 45.
It is.
45. And this is another power attack, so it's going to include cold and lightning damage. Ooh, it's a 49 on the dice plus 14.
Oh, 49 on the dice.
Plus 14. So it's 15.
Okay. So,
Something.
you hit him.
Like that.
He tries to block your axe as best he can with what he has available to him, and he misses.
He should have
The
used
axe
Harrison.
Sinks into his side just below his rib cage, and in shock he kind of looks up. He grabs the wound and grabs your axe at the top end, and his hands come back covered in blood, and he just looks up at you in shock. 10,000 years, and you have.
Really give you a
This
prick in
is-
the neck.
This is impossible. You should not be able to do this. And he holds up one hand and smears his blood down your face. And he
Tulkas
says,
goes,
Go get it in your mouth.
he says, "Be gone,"
Oh no.
and casts a spell.
hold on, I haven't finished my go yet. Are you jumping in?
He interrupted the shit out of that turn.
Yeah, I've got one more attack, yeah?
reaction.
Dave's trying to find some more monsters to
Yeah.
introduce at this point.
Yeah. Dave's pulling out a legendary reaction right now.
So
This is
you
Plan B.
you were just about to, you knew what you were going to do, and then suddenly in that blink, you're not there anymore.
Whoa, where am I?
Great.
You have completely disappeared
From the map?
from the reality of where he was. You appear to
Okay.
be in a strange-looking maze. It's open-aired. Think about the film The Labyrinth. It's open-aired, open top. There are tall
What other
walls
film?
either side of you, going forward and back. The stones are cobblestones. There's bits of vines, bits of trees, bits of green, bits of weeds every now and then. And you're standing just in the middle of something. You've still got your axe in the same position you were in, apart from now you're not there. You're wherever this place is, and we'll come back to you in a
Okay.
second.
Okay.
Elias, where you've just been done with the Elena's hill bomb, you see Tolkus swing, hit, elation, and then he's gone. Simply vanished.
Karzoug was injured before he disappeared, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Silek, I'm gonna need help with this dragon before we can get Tolkus back.
I'm on it.
And I arch up the neck of my copper dragon form, just filling with acidic bile as I unleash my breath weapon at the dragon and hopefully hitting the rune giant behind him. It's a 60-foot straight line.
Okay, it will definitely hit them as well. Go for it.
Okay, so it's a reflex saving throw, please.
Okay, I don't need that one anymore. It's a giant. A reflex to both of them, yeah. So
yeah.
the dragon. Ooh, dragon. Oh, hold on. 20, 34. Yeah, 37 for the dragon. I thought that was going to be
Good number.
Lots of dice incoming.
That's 33 for the rune giant.
Nope. So they both take 50 points of acid damage. 50 points of acid damage.
At the dragon.
The dragon and the Runelord and the rune giant.
Okay, done. Good hit. You spew forth the acid, it hits both of them. You hear them scream out as it starts to burn. The Runelord doesn't really scream that much because he's well armed. But the dragon did not like it.
Not the Runelord, the rune giant.
Sorry, the rune giant. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I am going to cast. Wait, what do I do? I'm going to cast a spell called True Target, and I'm going to use the Time Turner, and I'm going to zoom magically through all possible futures for the next few seconds, and then I'm going to project that out telepathically into my companions' minds. So I'm going to attempt to contact Tolkus. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but it will go to Harrison, to Sarlek, and to Yelena. So they now get advantage on their next attack rolls.
Cool.
They can foresee how the enemies that they're facing are going to be moving.
Okay. Is that the end of your go?
That is the end of my go.
Okay, Harrison, you're up.
Seeing my brother just suddenly vanish, Did Karzoug also vanish? Was it just
Karzoug is standing in front of you.
So steely-eyed, I will just look straight down the barrel at Karzoug, and now seemingly
You've got a gun now.
yeah, seemingly now fighting this glaive. Would I need to make an attack roll on this glaive, or could I potentially push past it and attack Karzoug?
You can push past it, but you're not moving out of its combat area, because then it would get an attack of opportunity, and this one would. But it will hit you on its go if it rolls high enough.
I don't care. I think regardless of whether or not it takes an opportunity, I'm going straight for Karzoug.
Let's go for it.
Okay, so would I need to do a squeeze through or whatever, or was it just standard movement?
No, just you're there, so you just
okay.
Yeah,
Sweet.
It's not Yelena and the succubus.
Call back to a previous episode. Twin strike on Karzoug again, if I may.
Go for it.
Okay, so the shocker is not very high again. It's 35 to hit.
Is a miss.
And hang on, I think I did that incorrectly. 37, but I think that's still a miss anyway. So I did the calculations wrong in that first attack. So 17 plus 31, 48 to hit with the short sword with double dip.
Hits.
Okie dokie.
Here we go.
So 3 plus 8, 11 points of damage with the double dip sword.
Okay, and Baron is just a good tip in live chat for everybody there, not just Harrison.
Oh, the advantage. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Nice one.
Thank you, Baron.
Excellent.
I'll re-roll
that's why it comes in handy.
I'll re-roll the shocker, and that was no better. So yeah, consider the shocker missing, or
it's a hit.
Shocking.
And for how much damage?
That was 11 in total for the double dip.
Right.
The big dipper or the small dipper.
You make contact with Karzoug.
Yeah.
And
looking
he turns round as he grips the sword as you stabbed him with it and starts to pull it out of his body. And he's incredibly strong. You realise now that you're trying to hold this sword, keep it in him, and he's just pushing you back with this sword. You notice then that his hands have ornate talons. Imagine the glove from Stargate. Mm-hmm. You know, he's got like finger gloves on each one made out of metal. He's able to grab the sword without cutting his flesh. And he starts to pull it out of his own body. And he looks at you and he says, You are beginning to annoy me, little man. You just
made my brother disappear, you absolute bastard.
Use the harsh words, Harrison. Use the harsh words.
Yeah.
But a thorn in my side.
Use the no-nos.
He points his finger towards you as he speaks a word. Can you make a fortitude saving throw, please?
I can try.
I think I know what this is, and I'm quite glad I've healed people.
And he just says, Die!
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
What, he's Brian Blessed from Flash Gordon?
Oh, Brian Blessed here. 45, does that make it?
No, it does not.
Bloody hell, I would have had to got a natural 20 to get... That was a 19 on the die, plus 26.
Yep.
Bloody hell.
You take... Oh, hold on. Right, you take 70 negative damage as your life force just wilts before you. Are you still
What was that noise again, David? Do I actually make that noise as it happens? Yeah.
There you go. 70 negative damage. Are you still alive?
Of course I am.
Cool.
I'm coming for you.
And as he says that, he's surprised you're still standing. Normally finger of death.
Yeah.
Does actually work. But
As Elton John once said, I'm still standing.
Yeah. There we go.
I thought you were going to say something else then.
Is that your go done, Harrison?
So I moved closer to Karzoug,
Yeah.
and I twin striked. So that's the 3 turns, I believe.
Okay.
So
There's no more storm giants because they're both dead. Well done, Silik. Silik and Bear, you are up.
Okay, I've got some tactical questions here. So, how far apart are the 2 dragons from one another?
They are fighting. They are constantly in a bash and fighting.
Okay, is there at least 10 feet distance between?
Every now and then, they're constantly moving around each other and biting and clawing at each other. So what we do is they're constantly fighting. When it's their turn, it's like the camera goes, "Oh, what are these 2 up to?" And then we see like a big move at that point.
Okay, but there's not a clear 10-foot difference between.
If you want to do that, then you can say like as a gap opens up, you do something.
Okay. All right. So, Silik is going to, and if I can see well enough here, Silik is going to move action 1, his full movement, which is 25 feet, back towards just along that edge there, kind of back towards the other giant.
Yeah.
And where does that put me?
That puts you about there. Can you see him in the middle?
Okay.
Forward a little bit. There we go.
Okay, right, but I want to be right on the edge, as close as I can be to the edge there.
Yep.
Okay. Second action, I will throw down. I'll reach back into my pack and I'll throw down a snare. So you see this green square, and it's a little bit larger than what you would normally see. Flies out of my hand, and as it hits the ground, it just sort of unpacks, and all you see is all of these like sharp spears just like line up all the way around, almost like teeth that just go all the way around up, and it's sitting there.
Oh, what, to kind of block the giant's way, for example?
That's what I'm trying to do, yes.
Okay. Right, so let's do this. So we block.
I can only throw it 5 feet in front of me, but I'm trying to sort of block his getting to us.
Yep, there you go.
Okay. And then for my last action, I will try to wait for an opening that's at least 10 foot.
Yep.
And I have 2 bolts in my crossbow, and I will fire the first one. And I have loaded a explosive ammunition.
Ooh.
This is a different type of bolt that I've crafted.
Yep.
And I only have 1 of these type. So I will aim at the dragon, the enemy dragon, and fire an explosive ammunition arrow.
Go for it.
Okay. And I have advantage on the hit, right?
You do.
Okay, perfect. That's a 16, so 46 to hit.
46, it hits.
Okay, 46 to hit. It will do. And the only thing within is by chance the rune giant 10 feet within the other dragon, or is it outside of that?
No, I'll give you that. He's constantly moving forward, so yes.
He's within?
Yep.
Okay, excellent. So this will be... Oh, hang on a second. I gotta use nap for this one. Not great. That is 24 points of fire damage to the rune giant and the dragon.
24. Okay.
I believe, because I do not think I
cool.
would get... Actually, you know what? I still get +6, so that's 30, and I get 1d6 of electric damage because that's shot from my rune. So I still do get those. So
Cool.
it's 30. It's 31 points of damage, but only 24 points of fire.
That's all right.
1 point of electricity, and the rest is just standard damage.
Cool. Done. Anything else?
That's all 3 actions. That's it.
Okay. The rune giant. He steps up. He's running. Comes up to your trap. Because it's a solid thing, you can see it. It's there. He's going to try to smash it with his... Oh, actually. No, he's going to try and smash it.
He's going to try to smash it? Hang on, smash it or step around it?
He's going to try and smash it.
Okay, if he enters that space, it triggers, period.
He has a 20-foot reach. So it will be the sword that's going to he's going to hit it with the sword.
Okay.
So that's going to hit, and that is going to do. So that's a 50 to hit if it was something I could hit, and it does. Boom, boom, boom. Digital dice, stop rolling. That is... Oh, 40 points of damage. So he's going to obliterate that trap, which then springs it. What happens then?
Well, when it springs... basically anything within its reach, which seems to be just that space. The snare. Yeah, but it would only be anything within that space would take damage.
Okay, so he swings
so
down with his sword.
would get hit.
Yeah, so he swings down with his sword, smashing this thing, and his sword's still on fire. The whole thing starts to ignite, and as he tries to pull his sword away, the snare has gripped it. The whole blade is on fire, and he just kind of throws it off into the lava.
Okay, so does his sword take damage or no?
No, he's thrown it. He's thrown it into the lava.
Okay.
He can't get it off.
Always.
Tantrum.
Is that your go?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, that's it for the trap. Okay, Yelena, you're up.
Okay. I've got a line of sight on Karzoug, have I?
You do, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna look at him and point the end of my staff at him and just go, you've been hiding here for 10,000 years. You're just a coward. You've not been walking amongst the other people. You're nothing. And I would like him to make a fortitude save that he will probably make.
However...
31.
Yes!
Nice.
Yes!
Nicely done.
You are turning into an iguana. I went and looked for things that live around lava. You turn into an iguana.
An iguana.
Karzoug is an iguana.
Okay. Right. Let me
Penguin
see.
seemed a bit wrong for the environment.
Let me see what I can.
For a minute. He keeps his mind, and on his turn, he can use his entire turn to try and turn back into Karzoug.
Should have turned into a chameleon, and we could have sung the Culture Club song.
That's why I didn't.
That's before you were born. How do you know that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's falling apart his story, isn't it?
Music references are much greater in my mind than film references.
Okay. So Karzoug becomes what? A lizard?
Basically.
Iguana.
Yep.
You just turned a Runelord into a lizard.
Into a lizard.
Yes. I don't think I can quite do what I did last time. I don't think I've got the movement to just go and fling him into the lava.
So, what do you want to do next?
How far away from him am I?
5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh! Do we want to make this really anticlimactic?
Go for it.
I'm almost tempted to say no.
Yeah.
What, don't do it?
You got 3 minutes. Go.
I've got 3 minutes, right. I'm going over to Karzoug. I'm picking him up.
Put him in the bag of holding.
I don't have one. I'm the only person that doesn't.
Oh,
I'm doing my
no.
signature move, picking him up, flinging him into the lava.
Okay, so you're gonna have to move over to there. You can
Yep.
you can throw, or
I-
you can move a little bit more.
I would like to move a little bit more.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20.
Move it just a
25,
little bit more.
30. That's 30. You've got any more movement?
Let me check.
Check your
I can't
pockets.
actually remember.
Check your backpack.
Whether I can move any more. Would you allow me to just walk up to the edge and then just open my arms?
No. You're 15 foot away from the edge. You're 15 foot. You're carrying this iguana. It's clawing all over you. It's trying to bite at your face. It's trying to wiggle around. Its tail is moving around.
I've been
It has a tail.
electrocuted twice. I do not give a shit about the iguana scratching me. I'm just gonna fuck it.
It's like
I'm
a
just
cat.
gonna
Can you
Just
not
wanna
throw
be
it
picked up.
15
I'm just
feet?
gonna
Claws are
try and
digging
throw
into you.
it. I'm just gonna try and fling it into the lava.
Go for it.
Is that what, strength?
Yep.
Come here, you bastard.
Be an acrobatics check, even though you're not actually doing anything. Not acrobatics, athletics.
Would I get advantage on this?
No.
I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to Steve. I don't know the rules of the spell.
It's your next attack, unfortunately. So
Okay, fine.
this is more of the shot put a check.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my reroll dice just in case it gets better.
Let me check. Yeah, it's an attack, not
Okay,
a skill
fine.
check.
Add your athletics bonus to it.
That's not amazing, but it's 30.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, no, athletic. No, it's same thing. Sorry,
30. Right.
30.
I will try and I will try and contest. I think it's going to be close.
We always do a Black Sabbath.
A Black
Oh,
Sabbath.
I think he
I'm
means
not-
an Ozzy Osbourne.
I'm
Bite
not
its head
touching
off.
the head of the fucking iguana.
Yeah.
Okay, so I contested. I got 32.
Oh, Jesus.
So you throw him.
Yeah.
It falls short.
Okay.
So it falls short and your aim is off.
At the very least, I've slowed him.
You slowed him. You picked him up. You threw him away. As he hits the ground and kind of rolls, poof, he turns back into Karzoug.
Ah,
Okay.
I liked you better as an iguana.
He's like, "You bitch!" He starts to put his
Smack me.
finger up.
I put 2 of mine up.
With that happening, did that have any effect on where he sent Jeff Tolkien to?
Well, let's find out. So, Tolkien, you find yourself in what appears to be a maze. You can go forward, you can go backwards. Where do you want to go?
I will try and smash the wall.
Okay, go on then.
I'll hit the wall with my axe,
It's-
see if it's real.
It's solid. It is solid stone.
Then
It's definitely real.
I'll just can I see anything else at all? Just stone?
No, whichever forwards or backwards, looks like it just goes on and on and on and on and on. You know, it's like just eventually just goes into nothing.
I don't know. Then I guess I'll just have to run forward. If there's nothing else I can see, there's nothing jutting out of the walls or anything, or
No.
can I climb the walls?
If you want to climb the walls, you can try it. It's only probably about 14, 15 foot.
Yeah, I'll be able to do that in one, wouldn't I?
Okay.
So yeah, I'll use one action to climb up one of the walls.
Okay, so you hit the wall running, grabbing some vines as you do, get to the top,
Yeah.
you look over. What do you want to do? Stand on top?
Yeah, stand on top.
So you stand on top of the wall, and all you see for the entire horizon is just a maze. All you see is the top of the maze, like going left, right, up, down. For as far as you can see, you look left, it's the same thing. You look right, it's the same thing. You're in your own hell of a maze with no end in sight.
I take out Rup's coin, give it a toss, catch it in my hand, say, "I wish you were here, buddy. Could really do with you now."
You feel some warmth coming from inside the coin.
Ooh. Interesting. Does it feel like it's compelling me to go in a certain direction?
No, but it's getting warmer.
Okay, I guess I'll think about Rup.
Starting to get warmer.
Is it glowing at all, or?
No.
No?
Now it's getting uncomfortably warm.
What? So I don't think I should be holding it warm.
Now it's starting to be slightly painful. You start moving it from hand to hand.
Okay, I'll put it on the floor in front of me.
Well, you're standing on the wall at the moment.
Yeah, I'll jump down.
Okay, jump down. You're back into the sort of the corridor.
Is it still hot?
Yep, it's getting hotter.
Okay, I'll put it down in front of me.
Okay, you put it down. You lay it kind of flat, and it immediately stands up on its side and starts rolling forward.
I'll follow it.
It speeds up.
Yeah, I'll run as fast as I can behind
It
it.
gets faster and faster and faster. You start chasing this coin. Can you do a perception check for me, please?
Perception is 25. Boom. Oh, 19 on the dice plus 25.
Okay, that is good enough. As you're running, it's almost like you see as the walls is going past you as you're running, because the only way you can go is forwards or backwards. It's like you start to see the chamber you were in earlier, and then suddenly what everyone sees is Tolkus suddenly appear at the side. Oh, sorry, over here. Appear at the side of the chamber, as if he's been running, but out of nowhere. He just suddenly appears and skids to a stop. Next to a fiery glaive that's attacking Harrison.
Okay, I'm going to assume that's probably my go over, isn't it?
That is your done. Yeah.
Yeah,
You are
cool.
back into the room. But you're basically put into a maze.
Did you miss me?
Ah, Tolkus, you're back.
For all 6 seconds.
Always.
Yeah. But it felt like ages.
Yeah.
Who's next? Who's up?
It's Elias next.
Elias.
After Tolkus, yes. So the dragon's in front of me.
Yeah.
The giant's pretty close as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Back.
I will look the dragon deeply in the eyes and I'll say, from one dragon to another, he was really trying to hit you just then, but missed. Got so frustrated and threw his sword into lava. Are you really going to take that? And I'm casting Dominate as I do say that. Would you like to make me a will saving throw, please?
Okay. It is not a... I did not get a natural 1, but I got a 2.
The second best roll.
No, because that gives me a 25. That means
That's a fail.
Here we go.
That is a fail. Why don't you bite it back?
You immediately see the dragon just kind of turns round onto the rune giant, and immediately his entire body, the jaws, the claws, the tail, the wings wrap as best it can the rune giant. So it's just literally they start attacking each other.
Nice.
And you can hear the rune giant for the first time growling with anger as it's trying to stave off the attack.
How far away am I from Karzoug?
Let's say 20 foot, but you're slightly high.
Could I attack with my tail?
You can, yes.
I'd like to do that then, please.
Yep, you're gonna bitch slap him with a tail.
I'm gonna do exactly that. That is a 19 on the dice.
Ooh.
So that hits an armor class of 47.
Hit.
How much damage do I do? I do apologise. I didn't actually look at how much damage. 3d10, 3d10, 3d10. That's that one, that one, that one. It's 30 points of damage. 30 points of damage.
30. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He takes the hit. So you swipe with the tail. He takes the damage. He gets pushed back 10 feet. Slams his back into the side of the rune well. And it kind of crumples down onto the floor a little bit. You knock the wind out of his chest.
Nice
He
one.
starts to kind of pick himself up a little bit more. He holds up his arm to his glaive, and his glaive starts to move towards him. Harrison.
So I'm going to see all of this happening where the iguana is now turning back into Karzoug and now appearing out. I'm going to turn round about face and look at Karzoug. And I'm going to run directly at him, and not caring if the glaive gets an attack of opportunity. And I'm going to attempt to try and pick up Karzoug as I'm running at him.
Okay, where are you going to take him?
Into that pit, into that
Into the rune well.
Into the rune well.
So like a shove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So remember, there's a rune well there. You've got the thing that's beaming with the light. These kind of pillars. They're doing something with the whatever that is. Okay.
Okay.
So you start running 5, 10, 15, 20. The glaive will get an attack of opportunity against you.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 33.
That doesn't hit.
Okay. As you're running, you feel this kind of warm swipe at the back of your neck. If that had hit you, that would have taken your head off. But you're lucky. 20.
So it's a good thing it did.
25.
Just in case you're interested, because I was going to do this exact same thing. So I've got the rules in front of me for what you have to do.
For tackling.
Yeah, basically, Harrison has to make an athletics check against Karzoug's fortitude DC.
Okay, here we go. And then you throw yourself physically at Karzoug to do like, boom, grab him like a rugby tackle, and then push him down into the rune well. So, Tolkis, what was that again?
Yeah, look, I'll send you a link to it. But basically, Harrison has to roll an athletics check against Karzoug's fortitude DC.
Here we
So
go.
the fortitude DC is your fortitude saving.
Yeah, I would assume that. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll show you mine if I show me yours,
I got
Dave.
40.
44.
Oh! So Harrison runs
Harrison.
at full speed. His glove is going in the air. It's going crazy. And he goes, barrels himself, shoulders Karzoug, gets him round the waist as Karzoug starts picking him off the floor. In slow motion, Harrison hits, and you see it, different angles. Physically, his feet.
Yeah.
As he throws himself and Karzoug into this golden fluid of the rune well. There is light beaming up through these kind of pillar things, and it starts to interrupt it. Starts to break down the light. This thing stops kind of moving on top, as if it's something stuck in the cog.
It's called the Harrison.
It's called the glove. His glove is stuck in the.
I put a crowbar in the clockwork. Yeah.
You see, Karzoug is the first one to come out of the this golden water, and he does a whole kind of hair advert, As his hair goes up, but he's mostly bald. It's in the
Because he's
paint at
worth
the
it.
back. Yeah. He comes up and again think about the T1000 as it starts to melt and flash around. He's going all over the place, and you see faces and hands, like ghostly hands, start to reach up and tear at Karzoug and try to pull him down. You see not exactly bits of his flesh being pulled, but as they grab his arm, they pull at what must be his soul inside his body, and they try to pull it out of his body. They try to pull him down. He screams as they clasp at his face, and you start to see a build-up of energy. Whatever this is, he's now blocking. The energy is going directly into his body rather than being filtered through this system. So this whole thing, this whole adventure, remember, is to have souls of greed. And this contraption, this was called the lens. This is a soul lens that meant that all the stuff that you killed that had the symbol on it was siphoning that energy to give him his life force back, to keep him alive for all of this time. However, you don't see Harrison reappear.
Brother!
What would everyone like to do? Let's just take a moment. What would everybody like to do?
Run up to the well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elena's the first one up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah, same.
Can I
Tokus
see
runs up
Harrison?
top speed,
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
shouting, Harrison!
You want to keep going? That's
Brother!
30.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Keep going right up to the edge.
Okay, what I do? The dragon and the giant are still fighting in the corner. So you can see what's going on. Karzoug is now somehow being dragged into the middle of this contraption. It's still starting. The light is flashing. This, whatever it is, it definitely doesn't like this blockage that's in there. And you see more and more arms coming up. And then you start to see faces come out of the liquid, and they're just faces that you don't recognise, but they start pulling him down. And he's fighting against it. He's splashing into the water, and he's fighting as with every part of him he can.
Can we look over the edge into it and see if we can see Harrison anywhere?
You don't see Harrison at all. All you see is all the, as I've just explained, all the the souls, if you like, are trying to drag Karzoug down. Karzoug struggles again. He sees you around the rune well. And he says, This is your last chance. Save me, and you will have all the riches you need. This
I'd
power.
like to cast a spell, please.
Yeah, I'd also like to cast
power.
a spell.
Yeah.
This
Monologue
power
interrupt.
can't be contained. If you're, tell me what you want to cast, and we'll cast.
I'm going to cast All Is One.
I'm going to cast Finger of Death.
Okay.
And the following
man.
actions happen.
So, Yelena, you cast Finger of Death at Karzoug in the pit.
Yeah.
Roll your hits and damage and everything else.
Do I
Elias,
roll
what
to
were you
hit, or is it a fortitude save?
I think it's a
I'm
fortitude
casting
save.
All Is. It's a fortitude save, yeah.
Roll me a
I'm casting
fortitude
All Is
save.
One.
What does that do, Steve?
That amalgamates all of the team's life force together and allows me to distribute their hit points.
Okay.
And also allows me to switch places with certain people. And switch places with certain characters.
Okay. Hold on. As he's flashing around, so I got a fortitude saving throw. I got 25.
Fail.
Yelena.
Yeah, that's
Take 70 points of damage.
Okay, 70 points of damage.
Nice one.
Can you explain what happens, or how would you like to happen? This isn't the end.
Look down at him and go, you're a relic of the past, and you need to stay in the past. This is more than you deserve. And just point my middle finger at him. This is for Ruck, this is for Harrison, this is for everyone else. Zap.
Okay, your magic hits him, and he starts to. You can see the magic in the various rings that he's got, and he's got all the gems and stuff. Some of the gems that are embedded into his head start to burst as you cast that spell. He takes a lot of damage. And then he shouts out, "You can have whatever you desire, and I know you desire much. Isn't that right, Arkland? My apprentice."
So, does the spell take effect?
Your spell?
Yeah.
If you want it to, go for it.
Okay. I use other people's hit points to return myself to full health. So we won't do the math on screen because that will get bogged down. Yep. I then switch places with Tolkus. So Tolkus is now over with the...
Is Tolkus a dragon?
No. Me and my dragon form physically switch places with Tolkus, so that I'm now rearing above Runelord Karzoug's body. Yeah. Okay. Stood next to Yelena. I'll leave Silek where he is for now. I take it I can't detect Harrison. Harrison is gone. Is that correct?
Harrison is gone.
Yeah. So that I loom over Karzoug's form as he's writhing around in Runewell. And as I stand above him, ready to bite down, I'll say, "Yes, that is correct. We've reached this point, and I've manipulated these people in subtly different ways than you. And I believe I will make
motherfucker.
I will make ultimately a better Runelord, a fairer Runelord than you ever would have been. I'm gonna take your power now, as you left me all those years ago, 10,000 years ago, outside, as Ch06 was destroyed. I pulled myself from the muck. I made this of myself. Now, these just desserts are yours." And I'll strike down and attempt to bite and make the killing blow.
Okay, you still need to roll to hit.
I'm gonna use the PP coin. That is 43.
43 does hit.
Right, bite. $42 points of damage.
Okay. Okay, so as a copper dragon, Elias, you stick your head into the room well, or in between it, and take a big chunk, a big bite into Karzoug. You feel the bones and flesh crunch in your teeth, and your mouth fills with his blood, as well as some of this golden liquid, as you chomp down onto him. Everyone else, the PowerPoint presentation comes up in front of you again. This time, you see different scenes around you. This time, you see the familiar city of Ch06. However, this is during what must have been a cataclysmic event. A giant meteorite is falling out of the sky. The volcano attached to one of the mountains erupts as the city becomes burnt by this moving flame of lava, engulfed by it. And as time kind of skips forward, you see a small man dig himself out from underneath the rubble, bare-chested, and on his back is a scarred 7-starred symbol. His hair shaggy and matted and covered in blood, and soot is around him. As he walks out into the snow barefoot, he sees an old blue robe just hanging over one of their housesteads. He picks it up, dusts it off, puts it on, pulls his hair back into a ponytail, and walks off into the snowy mountains. You then see glimpses of your own past. Bits and pieces where Yelena, you was at home. Tolkus, you was with your family. And Harrison, you was at Foxglove Manor. Even Silent, wandering the woods with Bear. Probably as a cub. But this time the scene shifts. In the background you see a small person who seems to be manipulating the events. Dressed in blue with white hair. Someone you've come to know as Elias. How much has he been manipulating you from afar, and for how long? It was certainly before Tolgus decided to get onto a boat, before Yelena decided to get onto a ship to take it elsewhere, and before Harrison knew what was going on in his family. And even see glimpses of Rupp, alone, destitute, as Elias comes along and throws a little gold sacred coin into Rupp's begging cup. What would you all like to do?
Apart from say, what the fuck?
Yelena looks at the dragon and just hurls abuse at it. I think there's so much rage been pent up from losing Rupp and travelling, and this all seems to have been to really achieve someone else's end, and her life has been manipulated, and she's just had enough. And she's just hurling abuse in whatever language she happens to feel like, probably all of them. She's got tears streaming down her face. She just feels absolutely betrayed.
Well, welcome to hate me, but believe me, this creature unleashed upon Galarian would have been a nightmare. Yes, I manipulated you. Yes, I didn't tell you the whole truth. But it's still me. I still have a plan. And I will be a better ruler than this creature ever was.
You know, Elias, whatever you're called, I don't fucking care anymore. He had a plan as well. He had a plan and he thought his was right. What makes you think yours is?
I don't think mine is right. I just believe mine is different. And it's different enough that you will survive this and prosper. His plan involved killing you because you were the only ones that could stop him. I knew that you were the only ones that could stop him, so I put this team together. Manipulated you, yes, but also inspired you. The only regret I have is that Rupp isn't here. That was never part of the plan. Never part of my plan. You'll just have to trust me. I know that's a reach.
Trust you?
Well, I know I don't deserve to say that, but it's the truth. Anyway, you've helped me fulfill my plan, so I thank you, and I give you back your lives.
Oh, you're so gracious.
Tolkus is going to come back running, after he appeared in the other place. He'd be like, what the actual hell just happened? And then he just bounds back round to the well because he's still trying to see if Harrison's somewhere there to be found. So he comes bounding back. He's like, Harrison! No!
As Tolkus comes running round the corner, I'd like to send them from this plane, from this pocket dimension. I'd like to try and recover Harrison if I can. and return all of them. Silek, Bear, Yelena, try for Rup if I can, and send them back to Sandpoint. And try and reach through time if I can, and send them back to the day they all arrived.
Okay. So you cast the spell. And Yelena, Tolkus, Silent, Bear, you disappear from where you were in the Eye of Avarice and reappear in the town square in Sandpoint.
Is Harrison anywhere to be seen? Or Rupp? Or both? I don't know why I said it like that. I meant both.
No. You see, when you was last in Sandpoint, the damage that was done there is all but repaired. And then you see, so what happens with Harrison, when Harrison was in the Golden Water, one of the souls that you saw was Rupp.
Ah.
He manages to swim around and offers you his hand. Do you take it?
No.
Okay, that was your decision. So Harrison is not there.
Tulkus just falls to the ground with his axe next to him, sort of like just kneeling there, just saying, "Oh, too much pain. First Rupp, now Harrison. Elias, what have you done? Oh." Just, tragic.
I'll walk over to Tulkus and put my hand on his shoulder.
Betrayal. We've been betrayed.
I don't know what we should do. And he looks to the sky and he goes, "Why?"
So like we'll follow suit. Whoa!
And then everyone around the marketplace is going, "What's going on over there?"
Mind your own fucking business. They're just having a breakdown.
And we will find out what happens in the sequel.
No.
Sequel. Runelords 2, The Revenge.
Something
I
like
would just like to reiterate what I said earlier. You motherfucker.
Yeah, Jesus, if it wasn't enough with guests bloody betraying us, what the hell, man?
Good Lord. We got one inside the entire time.
Actually,
last
yeah,
week
I mean,
threatening about outside.
I'm fucking rude.
that. So well done, you finished the game. Well done, you defeated one Runelord.
I'm so close to dying. So close to dying.
And now
I wish I had fucking healed you now.
Now you have another one. But yeah, that was Steve's plan from the start. And if you actually go back and watch all the episodes again, he actually put a lot of kind of breadcrumbs and hints and everything else along the way.
Yeah, but I think we were so distracted by getting double-crossed by guests all the time that we weren't ever looking in.
Yeah.
And I have to say, none of this was Dave's suggestion.
Oh, that's even worse.
Man. Wow. Wow.
Right, I'm going to get a permanent marker. Scratch
that one off. Yeah. Let's get some bleach.
No, that was really, it was cool.
Yeah.
I feel a little betrayed, Steve, I gotta say, but it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was an unexpected. That was an unexpected
Twist.
ending. and twist to that story, which is good.
Yeah. And there I was yesterday trying to figure out if we all survived, she was going to fill in the tattoo on her arm with more flowers, with flowers for everyone, with the meanings. Nope. Nope, that's not happening anymore. Definitely not for Elias.
But Tokus is going to get a Rupp tattoo and a Harrison tattoo. So get a gold coin somewhere on him of Harrison's gold coin and a little glove.
I think Elena will get all of them except for the one that was for Elias, and I'm going to see if I can find one that says that's for betrayal. And that instead.
You're dead to us.
I'm sure you can say that in flowers.
So, Runelord Elias Arkland. We may see again in the sequel.
Interestingly enough, this was the name that Rupp's future self, a future family member, suggested.
It was when Marissa came on. So if Marissa I saw Marissa earlier. If Marissa, you're still there, if you remember, it was one of the foretellings of the future. One of them. She did a few. So there's definitely bits and pieces there. We will see Harrison again, if Josh wants to come back, in the sequel, and we will see Rupp again in the sequel.
Yeah,
but
get
until
the band
then,
back
you
together.
have to wait until you get there.
Yeah, Steve's going to have to play something else. Although we'll be forever watching him now. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter because we're just saying that's probably Elias and he's just shapeshifted into someone else.
Just perception check.
Yeah.
Gnostic Powers 2 moment when Vanessa turns into a fembot.
Yeah. Silik will definitely feel, I'll walk over to Bear. I would say Silik would definitely feel justice in taking out Karzoug with, the controlling of the stone giants. He'll definitely feel justice for his brother, Sigurd. But yet still, pain around the betrayal and what is next. And I think from kind of like this cut scene on, like Silik will probably Silik will leave the group and he'll go to find Harsk, his twin brother, to basically share the news that he's, avenged their brother. And that would kind of cut scene for Silik, I think, storyline.
Hold on. Does that mean that technically Tokus just inherited all the Floxglove manor and everything?
Yeah,
I think so.
Because there's no other family members left, is there?
Yeah. For the short time,
Yeah.
You can build Foxglove Meadow now.
Yeah.
You move the family down into it.
Home.
I don't know about that.
Wow. Yeah.
Maybe move it up north to where I come from.
So that's it, folks. Well done. Some of us survived. Others will. We will see them again. We have to wait till the sequel to find out what happens with Rupp and Harrison.
It was amazing.
Well done, everybody.
That was.
Absolutely.
That was a that last chapter is all combat. So that was a bit gruely. We've gone over by half an hour, so I do apologise. But thank you so much for playing that, because when I asked you...
Thank you for running it.
Yes, thank you for running it.
That was amazing.
My pleasure.
You earned all that beer.
Yeah.
I have earned all that beer. I drank most of it too.
I was going to say, you drank all that beer.
I read that at the start of lockdown, and that's why I thought it was brilliant, and I wanted to play it, and that's why I put the team together to do it. And we didn't know that Band of Badgers would do what it's gone on to do with all the companies we're working with, all the people we've had on, and still got more coming on. Still got more great things coming up. We've got more games coming in July. Obviously, I'm going to take a little bit of a break because I've pretty much been doing this for 10 or 11 months, every single week for 10 or 11 months. I need a break.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take at least 2 weeks off.
Who?
And get
you had
some...
approval for that?
get some more stories on the go. We've got more Pathfinder, we've got more Starfinder, we've got more D&D, we got more other stuff as well. We've got more sci-fi, more fantasy, a lot more darker stories coming, and we've got some fun stuff too. We've got a lot of interviews. We've got a lot of we've got some combat and some tactical stuff coming up as well. So check us out on YouTube. Make sure you stick with us. We've got a lot of stuff going, loads of new faces coming. Hopefully you won't be disappointed, and you'll love the stories that we want to tell. We've learned a lot through doing this. All the mistakes we've made, we try to correct those into our other programs. So please just kind of enjoy it.
Most of all, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in every week. This has been awesome, and thank you, Dave, for. It's a lot of work, man. 11 months, right, for this campaign. All the maps, all the planning, amazing story.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All the bad rolling.
Well, yeah. Thank you for WizKids as well for supplying a lot of the stuff. And we also do the brush off show, so we get to paint the stuff. It's been great.
Both in character and out of character. I'm currently speechless.
Yeah.
I actually did think you would take the hand, but you didn't. You said no.
Yeah, it was more of like an ultimate sacrifice thing, that I literally lost my brother and I lost my family, and I was like, I know that I had Tolkus, but it was like a
yeah, you had little nieces and nephews you could have lived for.
Yeah, I think it was just the fact that I wasn't sure if it was a trap or not. So
It's a trap.
it's a trap.
Oh, you get that reference.
I haven't seen the film, but I get the reference. No, I have seen the film.
I was going to say, I don't believe that because I'm fairly certain you said you've seen it.
Yeah, ages ago. But yeah, no, it's really good. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah,
Thank
cool.
you for running it, Dave.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thanks everyone else for being in the team.
And the PP coins. Well done.
That's right.
PP coin.
Join the team.
Yeah, I was going to do an impression of you then, Josh, but no, I'll wait for him to do it. There you go.
Cool. Right, we're going to wrap it up there. That's been 11 months of my life. We'll
Never getting back.
Yeah, we'll see you again for the sequel in whenever. I'll let you know when it's coming.
In time.
Yeah. For more stories, more things. Stay tuned. See you again soon. Bye bye.
Thanks everybody.
Everybody later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good one.